In the past 2 years, everything has changed when Chad Gunn stepped foot onto this team and we made the Super Bowl 2 years back. And then last year, heartbreaking conference championship loss to the Minnesota Vikings, who we have now split conference championships with. Now we have seen the Colts go and beat us for a Super Bowl. Minnesota beat us on their path to a Super Bowl. And now in year 3 of Chad Gunn and this entire contending window that we have opened up for ourselves, we've really went all in, mostly on the defensive line, where we had 2 first-round selections at the end where we selected defensive tackles. We also tried to address some of our running back issues, with Calvin Cashmont being a absolute liability at times when it comes to him fumbling the football. Now we will have to wait a little bit for Skylar McNeil to play. Just 2 weeks is going to be the injury here on a sprained knee, but we also had to say goodbye to a couple of really nice players. Howard Sanders, our starting right tackle for the last couple of years, he's going to be going to the division rival New York Giants. And then Ronaldo Moon, who was a star corner that we had on our team asking for top level money, we let him go to the Baltimore Ravens. Then we go and turn around, make a blockbuster trade for Tyrod Darling of the Miami Dolphins.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your draft update. The preseason top 25 has been announced, and Tennessee is currently in the #1 spot. They're followed by Virginia Tech, UCLA, Florida, and Georgia. As far as this draft goes, my current top 5 players this season are Virginia Tech linebacker Asante Rucker, running back C.J. Waymeyer out of Oregon State, junior quarterback Cameron Sheets from Houston, Georgia Bulldogs tackle Ben Timberlake, and Harvard quarterback Owen Paulus. That's all I have right now. See you next time.
But now it's time to see this team in action as we are taking on the St. Louis Rams. They have been a team that we have met a lot in the regular season, so it's another matchup this time in week 1. Can we be the contending Super Bowl team that we think we can be? We've been close 2 straight years. Now it's time for year 3 of Chad Gunn, coming off an MVP, as he's going to throw outside. That's going to be caught out of bounds, though. Couldn't get that second foot in. 3rd down and 6. Gunn, clean pocket over the middle. That's going to be caught. And this talented receiving core back for another season. I want to get Santana Moss a ring before he's got to retire. He's like 35 years old or something like that. He's old, and he doesn't have much time left. Here is Chad Fitzgerald, the tight end, uniquely wearing number 1. I just decided to let him keep the number because he picked number 1. Why not? Let him have it, as it's 4th down and 1 now. We're going to the fullback dive. It's going to be Marty Good, and Good, he's got a lot more than just what a simple fullback dive should be getting, all the way inside the 15. Now over the middle, low pass. It's caught for a gain of 12, and now Good, we're going to let him finish the drive for a touchdown. And that is going to be a 25-20 lead, where we go for the 2-point conversion for the full 7-point lead. Slants are in, back of the end zone, a little over the head of his receiver, and now Matt Schaub and the Rams will take over. We've had difficulties many times trying to tackle Steven Jackson and get him on the ground in this rebuilt Rams offense. It's Matt Schaub, it's Mario Manningham, who's become a really nice receiver, one of the better receivers in the league. He's like a 95 overall in this game, so he's developed very nicely, as it's going to be a grab there for the 1st down to the 48-yard line. 3.5 to go as Schaub got the blitz sent in. 2 guys got in unblocked, and it's a sack as Schaub is backed up. 3rd and 18. Jackson on a route, and they're going to have to go to the air. Up the seam, it's intercepted. Taking it the other way, and is it already going to be a pick 6 for this defense? Taunting his way in. Touchdown, and picking up right where we left off last year. A pick 6. And 32-20 is your score now, as this defense has done it again! Another interception! He's not taking it all the way this time, but it will be our football. And just like that, the defense knowing how to turn things around in an instant. But that one's going to be picked up right on the other way! Chad Gunn throws a pick, and this time it's going to be a pick 6 for the Rams, because I don't think Santana Moss is going to be able to catch him. Maybe if he was a little younger, he would have, but not today. And definitely don't want to choke this one away, as we've had some week 1 struggles in our time here. It seems like we lose a lot of week 1 games, but look at this. It's Robert Metcalf with the handoff, and he's breaking it free. Touchdown, Washington, and Robert Metcalf goes for 68. That's about as rare as it gets. Metcalf rarely making a big play, but now the kickoff. Rams back down by 12 with 2.5 to play. He's going to find a lane, get past the 30, and get absolutely leveled, and he puts it on the ground. Washington picks it up. He got absolutely flattened. And Mike Catton, the backup tight end, recovers the fumble. And we're set up at the 33-yard line now, straight up the middle. Here goes Cashman, and he has become probably the most hated player on this team, but maybe he could try to redeem himself a little bit as he's going to go to the outside, breaking a tackle, getting inside the 10 and a first down to the 7-yard line. Now Metcalf back in the game, and Robert Metcalf is in for the touchdown. And Metcalf seals the deal, a high-scoring fourth quarter for Washington as Chad Gunn throws 2 interceptions, so it definitely wasn't him who was the star of the show. It was the ground game. How about 4 touchdowns by 3 different players, and Cashman, Metcalf, and Marty Good all having good games. So no Skylar McNeil making his debut, but no problem on the ground. I don't know if I'll ever see a guy like Calvin Cashman, though, get any sort of recognition, because I think he's costed this fan base quite a lot. Maybe he could redeem himself, though, and we'll see if he can, because he's definitely going to have his carries cut a little bit this year. So now we're in a game against Seattle, and look who we got to go up against once again. Jared May, former quarterback of Washington, and I think we've won the breakup, but Jared May has had his chances. He's made it to the playoffs both times in his years in Seattle, even got the #1 seed, but just had it slip away from him. Couldn't come up big in the big games, and that's why we moved on from him. And now in another big game on the road at Washington, May is going to throw over the middle, caught for the first down, and inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4, and trying to pull themselves back into this one. Handoff's going to get stopped in the backfield, loss of 2. 2nd and goal, May with a quick drop. Underneath, it just hits a lineman, and it's incomplete. 3rd down, and goal from the 6, back in the end zone, caught, and he didn't get that second foot in. Now 4th and goal, May, they got a clutch play in you. Jared May does not. It's incomplete. We will be backed up, though, with this 14-point lead, and especially now where we lose 3 yards, just 3rd and 13 from our own 3. Gunn avoids the safety, completes it to Moss. Doesn't get the first down, but at least buys us a little bit of room to punt the football, and the kick will be fielded from about the 45-yard line as it's a spin move. He makes a man miss, and past the 40, past the 35, and that is a crucial missed tackle by the special teams. And Jared May set up at the 33-yard line, and right back in the red zone they go with a chance to make it a 1-score game. Handoff, 1 cut, and a solid gain of 8 to the 8 as May looking end zone touchdown, and it's a 1-score game. There's a handful of teams I just don't want to lose to. You know, I don't want to lose to the Vikings again. And for pride's sake, I don't want to drop a game to Jared May. Don't let him get any vindication, any sort of revenge, as Gunn completes a first down pass on 3rd down. 3 minutes to play. Let's make sure they don't touch this football again. Cashman, wide open hole up the middle, and that's about as easy of a first down as you're going to find to the 45. 2-minute warning is hit. Toss one out, and there goes Cashman with the cornerback there to meet him, but he's got the first down again, and another first down could probably end this one. Right up the middle, slipping a tackle. Another nice game. 2nd and 5. Going back to Cashman, who's fighting for the first down. Game over. And Chad Gunn with a near perfect passer rating, as he has as many touchdowns as he does incompletions. 4 touchdowns through the air, no interceptions. Jared May, meanwhile, just barely 200 yards, barely 50% completion percentage, and 2 interceptions. So a typical Jared May game. Cashman, not a great game overall, but really turned it up at the end when we needed him to. And the pass catchers, 4 different guys caught a touchdown, and we're happy with that. 2 sacks as well for Calais Campbell, 2 interceptions, both to Laron Landry. So we are moving on to the next game, where we're taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, who have definitely fallen off pretty hard. You know, this division was highly competitive, but I mean, the Eagles, little by little, year by year, have kind of slipped down the pecking order, and right now it is 30-7, so doesn't really feel like there's much of a need to hop into this one, especially when they go 3-and-out there. Cashman has a 13-yard run. We get to see the debut of Skylar McNeil, but it's only going to be in simulation, so we're going to get to see him on the field probably next game, assuming that that's a close enough one to hop into with 3 minutes to play. It is still 30-7. They punted away, basically conceding defeat. Just run the football. A lot of running from this team because when you're playing from ahead most of the time, you're not going to need to throw the ball 500-600 times like certain teams do, and maybe that's a little bit of a shot at a guy like Luke Rambis, who has thrown the ball over 600 times like every year of his career. Meanwhile, Chad Gunn has comfortably been under 500 attempts in his season, so he throws the ball 30 times there. We run it 26 times, a nice solid split there. Neither running back was incredible, but DeFazio Combs, as per usual, was incredible, as we have 5 sacks as a defense. Merriman Rhodes with 2, Howard with 1, and Tyrod Darling with 2 interceptions. So welcome to Washington for Darling, as we are in a very personal game now. Game 4 in the season. It's against the Minnesota Vikings, so it is 14-13. And I don't want to lose to this team again after what happened in that conference championship. That heartbreaking fumble, scoop and score 14-point swing. That Cashmont put the ball on the ground. And then everything slowly unraveled from there. Chad Gunn did not play a good game. And Chad Gunn has had his struggles against this Minnesota team as, oh my goodness, he slipped. He slipped on the ground. I know it's raining, but my goodness, he lost like 5 yards on slipping, and that is going to be an incomplete pass to set them up with Minnesota football at the 20-yard line, up by 1. Walters with a lot of time. That's a wobbler. It's intercepted, and the rain's really affecting both teams because that ball slipped out of his hands. Touchdown! And I was complaining about the weather impacting us a little bit with that slip and slide run, but I guess it hurt the Vikings a whole lot more as we get the 2-point conversion to go up by 7, and Minnesota now needing to put together a good drive if they're going to want to go and tie this game up. The defense, this is where they are at their best, when they hold a 1-score lead and they get some sort of big game-shifting play. They already got one last drive, but it kind of floated into their hands, and now Minnesota is driving to the 24-yard line with 5.5 to go. That's going to be a quick pass outside, caught, and he misses altogether. Touchdown! Antonio Cromartie, what are you doing, man? That was brutal to watch, as it's 21-21, as that pass now swatted at the line. And now it's going to be Gunn on 2nd and 15. There was a false start, but it will not matter because we going to get that first down. Now a play action rolling out as Gunn throws it down the field. It's caught. No, it just slipped through his hands. Incomplete. That looked to be a beautiful pass. And how about another false start? Back us up another 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 15. We're going to go play action again as Gunn is going to find a man. That's not going to be a first down, but it's going to be pretty close. 4th down and 3. We're going for it. I always put the trust in my MVP quarterback as Gunn in the face of pressure. It's incomplete. Sometimes it doesn't go your way, but would have loved to see that one go our way, as now we turn to our defense in a tie game and a first down completion for Walters there. And now going to be a handoff. McLaughlin with a lot of room, and McLaughlin first down and more past the 20, and that's going to be a gain of 23 yards as a clean pocket in the curl route. Broken tackle inside the 5, and now it's goal to go with 3 minutes to play. And looking for the lead. He's going to go to the end zone. Knocked away. Nice job there. 3rd down and goal. Can we hold him to a field goal? Walters outside. It's going to be almost intercepted. He prioritized keeping his feet in. He did, but he didn't keep the football in his hands. And now it's a field goal that's going to be through the uprights. It is good. We're going to be left with a little over 2.5 to play to go and at least try to get a field goal to tie this game. And there's Skylar McNeil getting the carry. That's the first time getting to really see him in action. Play action again. A lot of play action in this game, as it's going to be Gunn over the middle, caught, and it's going to be him taking a shot, but hanging on. Santana Moss is going to set us up at the 43. High pass is going to be knocked away. 2-minute warning approaching, and it's 3rd down and 10. As that pass outside, caught, he got his foot in. It's going to be good, and we are in field goal range, as now it's going to be Cashmont. Hold on to the football, I beg of you. 5-yard gain. How about going with another play action? Over the middle. Caught. Lance Spence inside the 10 and in position to try to take the lead here. Cashmont has got the touchdown. as it's a little bit of redemption after last year he was inside the 10, fumbled it away. This time it doesn't even get touched, basically, and now Minnesota's going to have to go on a game-winning touchdown drive. 1:17 to play. Double coverage! Tipped and intercepted it! Third and a double coverage! LaRon Landry! Touchdown! Sliding his way in! And LaRon Landry puts this game away, I think. I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, I suppose, but I think we're looking pretty safe right about now with under a minute to play. And this win, it's going to be big for the morale, going to be big for the mental, as if we came out here early in the season and dropped another game to Minnesota. Would have been brutal, but how about an interception to seal it? One more for good measure. Chad Gunn again. I mean, no touchdowns, did not play a crazy game against Minnesota, but we did what we needed to do to win. Offensively, it wasn't anything unbelievable. You know, DeFazio, Combs, Lance Spence, Santana Moss all contributed very well, but the defense, but Michael Poe grabbing 2 interceptions. LaRon Landry also getting the pick 6.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your latest NFL draft update. The top 10 at the end of this week looks like this. Tennessee still holds on to the number 1 spot, while UCLA, Georgia, Florida State, and Houston round out the top 5. They're followed by Miami, Texas, Oregon State, Virginia Tech, and Oklahoma. The biggest drop in the polls belonged to Virginia Tech after its loss at NC State on a game-winning 85-yard interception return for a touchdown. The big story of the early season has been the emergence of several Ivy League players as legitimate NFL prospects. Harvard quarterback Owen Paulus is the best of the bunch so far, getting Harvard off to a fast 6-0 start.
How about that? Some Ivy League players and Owen Paulus compared to Tom Brady. Pretty high praise there, so looking like he'll be at least a top 5 pick. But here is where we have a lot of stuff to discuss here. Contracts, we knew that this was coming. And how about Travion Davis, 97 overall, tied for the highest rated player in this game, and he wants to be paid like it. So we knew this was coming, and we very much expected this contract type of number to pop up. So we're definitely going to be comfortable giving him what he wants. Honestly, this is maybe even a tick lower than I thought, because we are going to get him for under $70 million, which I thought that wouldn't be the case, as Travion Davis will be the cumulatively, you know, in terms of overall total, the 3rd highest paid left tackle in the league. His salary will be 3rd highest as well, but that's also considering the fact that the first year is always the cheapest, and it slowly accumulates over time and everything. So he's going to be an expensive player for us. How about roughly $9 million a year, a little bit more than that at times. But then we got Thomas Howard, who is a absolute monster signing for us. He's been so close to winning a Defensive Player of the Year. He's a little bit older. I'm fine giving him a 2-year extension, so we're happy with that. Max Jean-Giles, I mean, he's been here since the beginning as this swing 6th-man offensive lineman, kind of plug in when we need him. He's there when someone gets injured. He is there when we want him, when we need him. He is Mr. Reliable for this offensive line, so I have no reason to not want to keep him on this team and, you know, just also keep some continuity. So a 3-year, $2 million contract, I'm fine giving that out, as it's going to be definitely nice to have that continuing to be a part of our offensive line. Santana Moss, I mean, I feel like how many videos in a row has this been where he just wants the 1-year extension? It just kind of feels like maybe he'll be ready to call it quits when he wins that Super Bowl, or when he feels satisfied with his career. Maybe not yet, but he's going to be back for another year, seemingly, as we kick off the 4th quarter in a game against Arizona. It's a lot lower scoring today. 10-7 is your score, as Arizona kicked a field goal just as the quarter expired. And here we go. It's Santana Moss, fresh off a contract extension. 1 more year of Santana Moss, and he will get us past midfield on that kick return. Skylar McNeil getting 6 yards in the carry there as we go play action. Rolling out a lot more play action used by this team this season, as it's going to be Lance Spence for the first down grab. It is working a little bit, so definitely going to continue to see what limits we can test here, especially with the lack of mobility that a guy like Chad Gunn has, as Skylar McNeil fighting for a first down carry there. And now Cashman in the backfield goes down. He'll lose 3. Gunn spreading the field, 3rd and 13. He'll throw underneath. Santana Moss, can he get to the marker? Not quite. It's going to be 4th down and 1 from the 4, and you know if it's 4th and 1, we are going for it. Marty Good not gonna get there. Arizona maintains the lead, and that is huge for Arizona as the rain causing a little slip there. It's a lot of rain games, man, as it's going to be Tim Mustard, one of the league's leaders in rushing yards this season, going to be up the middle for a carry of 5. Not going to get him the first down. They'll punt it. We have great field position. And up the sidelines, it's going to be incomplete. Combs maybe not aware of where he was at the time. Now about to roll out here. 3rd down and 10. On the run. Intercepted. Defender stepped in front. And Chad Gunn going to be able to get there, bring him down. And now Arizona's got the lead and the football once more. And it's 5 minutes to play. Mustard getting himself a gain of 10. Not quite the first down. They call it 2nd and inches. Go back to the ground. This Arizona team has really morphed into a ground and pound team after a lot of quarterback failures over the years. 2nd down and 10. Pass outside. It's going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 10. And they will keep it on the ground, just playing it safe, maybe seeing if they can get into field goal range, and they did a good job there, upended, but he got the first down. And Arizona, could they be playing spoilers for Washington? As this would be an upset. 4 minutes to play. Clock still ticking. Keep it on the ground again. And there he goes to the outside, breaking a tackle inside the 15. And the run game of Arizona is stunning us right now. As they throw to the end zone, intercepted! Wide open, taking it back the other way. And they should have kept it on the ground because we're going to take it all the way. How about 103 yards? Pick 6 by the defense, and they kind of bail out the offense a little bit because even though we've had a difficult time stopping the run game today, I mean, the defense at the end of the day has only held them to 10 points, and the offense has only been able to put up 7. Holding on Arizona will set them back. 2nd down and 13. Outside handoff as he's going to set them up in 3rd down and 8. Still a manageable situation here with under 3 minutes to play. Underneath, that's going to be caught. He'll get the first down. And the defense seeing if they can hold on to this lead now that they have created. As he's going to get stopped in the backfield this time. Thomas Howard got in there, and they will go stretch right this time. Calais Campbell couldn't bring him down, and the former Arizona Cardinal, Calais Campbell, couldn't make the play. Now 3rd down and inches, quick drop. They're throwing it up in the air. That's like quadruple coverage. I don't know about that one. They're going to hand it up on 4th and inches. They don't get it. And the lack of aerial attack by this team has really costed them. The Cardinals had a really good ground game, seemingly have a nice defense. They just can't throw the ball to save their life. And now we're going to try to run the football to end this game as Cashmont gets it to 3rd down and 1 up the middle. Trying to sail it. Cashmont breaks the tackle. He's got the first down, and he's got the game ender. Chad Gunn. Been a little bit of a slow start for him this season. I mean, he had that one really good game, 4 touchdowns, no picks, but a couple of interceptions trickling in. Don't like to see that. Still, though, it's been perfectly fine because we are still chugging along this season, victory after victory. No sacks by the defense, and just the one interception that was the real game changer here for Weidenhofer. Took it over 100 yards, and he definitely saved the game today. So, got about more contract negotiations. Calais Campbell. You could see this money is going to be very much spent on our guys to just try to keep everything together. This is probably, later on in this video going to be about as uneventful of an offseason, but it's setting up for the next offseason after this one to be a really intense one because of a lot of players' contracts expiring, age and regression, and we'll see what else kind of, gets a wrench thrown in our plans. But Calais Campbell, we will re-sign him. Lamar Rhodes is a restricted free agent. We'll be able to get him on a 1-year deal for like $1 to $2 million. But for the most part, we have re-signed all of the big names that we have to this season. So we kept everyone together so far, but it's really down to how crazy things are going to start to get when you go another year into this, because now we are sitting here $4 million for this year, but for next year's offseason, we have $18 million. That is to sign our draft picks, and that is to do whatever else we need to fill out this roster. Also, the Lamar Rhodes restricted free agency contract is probably going to be close to $2 million. So we don't got a lot of money to play with. Right now we are sitting at 5-0 though, and a couple of other teams are sitting there at 5-0 as well. The 49ers, interestingly enough, 5 first-round picks this past offseason. 0 victories because of it, so I don't think their little youth movement approach is going to be a good idea. But focusing on the game at hand here, we are taking on one of the teams that has yet to lose a game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Anquan Taylor, one of the quarterbacks who, when I had Jared May, I tried to trade up for Anquan Taylor. I was a big fan of his, and he has blossomed into a 90 overall quarterback, so he definitely has lived up to the potential, and he's helped this Jaguars team have a 0-loss record. I can't even say fully undefeated because they do have a tie, so, I mean, they haven't won all their games, but they haven't lost any games yet, and we'll see who's going to still have a 0 in the loss category as that pass. I don't think Weidenhofer was ready for that one. That looked like he was the receiver on that play. 3rd down and 10. MJD running it the other way. No first down. He loses a yard, and the field goal try will be up and good. So Washington now is down by 9. So a rare 2-score deficit for Washington as Skylar McNeil gets the carry. He's going to get a short gain, and that's going to be 3rd down and 4. McNeil gets through. It's Skylar McNeil. Nice job there, slipping through, getting the first down. Now play action to Cashmon, throwing to Moss, and he's got the first down. Santana Moss to the 43. Now Skylar McNeil, he's going to find his way through for a gain of 7. And McNeil's looked pretty all right so far in the time that he has gotten some carries. His gun gets sacked now. Loss of 5. 3rd down and 8. Spread in the field. Quick pass in. That's going to be caught for the first down. And that will be a penalty flag down, I believe, as it's going to be a hold on Washington to take that first down off the board. How about back to 3rd down and 8 again? As Gunn, a lot of time in the pocket. Somebody got to get open, and there's Lance Spence breaking a tackle. Lance Spence, another defender falls. He makes another one miss. Lance Spence, touchdown! And what a play from Lance Spence to go and make, I don't know how a defender behind him fell over. He juked another guy out, broke a tackle. Can't give Chad Gunn too much time in the pocket like that. We're down to a 2-point game, and now the Jaguars are tight end. He's not fast, but he got far, and he's on the 46-yard line with 3 minutes to play. Jones-Drew with the carry, and he'll have 3 minutes to play. Can they make sure we don't touch the football again? Will an MJD make it 2 guys miss like that? I don't know if we will touch it again. 2-minute warning could be upon us here as Calais Campbell, nice stop. 2:25 to go. Oh, and that's going to be another one. 2-minute warning. The Jaguars are not really taking their time as much as they could as MJD going to get stopped, and we will get the football back at the 2-minute mark. As that pass, it's a wobbler up in the air, incomplete. Now 2nd and 10 pass as Gunn outside, one-on-one, knocked away. Great defense. And another flag on us again. And it's going to be a hold, so back us up a little bit more. 2nd down and 20. Pass is going to be quick, it's going to be short, and it's not going to get us much. 4 yards to Fitzgerald. 3rd down and 16, and that pass knocked away at the line. This could be your game here. 4th and 16. Gunn one-on-one, incomplete. And now Jacksonville can hand us our first loss of the season as MJD to the outside, breaking a tackle, and MJD break another, and that's your game. Maurice Jones-Drew, what a job from him. Chad Gunn actually had a really good performance. 400 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Taylor also did his thing. Not nearly as many yards, but he got the job done there. Ground game was okay. Didn't run it a lot though, but we did have 3 100-yard wide receivers. Combs, Moss, Spence all lit up the stat sheets, but it just wasn't enough for us as now we take on the Indianapolis Colts. Now this is a team that we met in the Super Bowl 2 years back, and well, this is not the same Colts team as Fitzgerald with a nice grab to start off this 4th quarter, but this is not a Peyton Manning-led Colts. Manning retired after beating us in the Super Bowl. Down defender takes out Gunn, so it's going to be a sack and injury on top of that. It's going to be Sean Merriman. He's out. So, like I said, this is a Colts team without Peyton Manning, so definitely not quite as dangerous as that's a dangerous throw potentially, but Fazio Combs snagging that one out of the air, and Skylar McNeil finds a lane inside. McNeil inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line with 3rd and 4. A lot of time. Gun, end zone, incomplete, dangerous ball, almost picked, should have been picked even. We'll take the field goal, so we're up by 4. And maybe this could be a hint of redemption, just a little bit. You know, it's not beating Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, but I don't know, maybe you can be happy with beating a post-Peyton Manning team in a regular season. It'd be about as close as revenge as we're probably going to get is Joseph Adai for the first down carry as they'll drop to throw. Edge sent in, and he's going to deliver to Anthony Gonzalez for the first down. Nice throw there. So now an extra blocker in. They go to a short pass, caught, and Reggie Wayne, who absolutely torched us in the Super Bowl. I mean, I think the defensive coordinators having nightmares about what Reggie Wayne did to us in the Super Bowl. That pass incomplete. It's going to be 4th down, so Indianapolis will take the field goal. But that kick is no good. Wide right. He had the leg, but he did not have the accuracy. Now we go to the ground with Skylar McNeil, who has found himself a solid little 6-yard gain to set up 3rd down and 4, split backfield. Gun, and it's going to have to swat at the line again. And that's going to be Colts football. So feels like the offensive line could be doing a little bit better to help us out. I think it is coming from that right side. Todd Boone is definitely the weak link on this offensive line, but he's by no means a bad player. Great run blocker. So run blocker. So maybe we need to help him out a little bit or something, but he's allowed some crucial pressures as now the Colts looking to take a lead here. They missed the field goal last drive. They need to get into the end zone if they want the lead. As Adai gets them 10, 3rd down and inches, and they'll throw outside, wobbler, but it's an open man, 1st down, and to the 24-yard line. They got a free rusher, and it gets picked up. Nice job by Adai. It's still an incomplete pass, but the pickup was phenomenal there. 2nd down and 10. Another great pickup. I mean, Colts team very disciplined. That's 2 straight times Joseph Adai has done amazing in pass protection. That time it results in a 1st down. Now you reward him with a grab out of the backfield, 8 yards, 2-yard line, a minute to play from the 5. They're going to swing it outside. Adai, he's going to break a tackle, get the 1st down to the 1, and with 50 seconds to go, the Colts can put up a game-winning touchdown as they do not have a completion there. That was close. 2nd and goal from the 1 as he's going to have time. Outside, knocked away. 3rd and goal from the 1. 44 seconds to play. Blitz sent in. Quick pass. Touchdown, Reggie Wayne. And the Colts have the lead. And we have just 40 seconds to go to avoid back-to-back losses to the AFC South as the return from Moss. He's going to slip through, and he's going to get to the 40-yard line. Nice job. He did have that punt return touchdown in the Super Bowl against the Colts, and now we got to go 60 yards of field if we want to avoid overtime as DeFazio Combs gets 12 to start the drive. Gun, he's got time. He's got a man outside, caught, and DeFazio Combs again. That's going to be 11. 25 seconds to play and 2 timeouts. Over the middle, DeFazio Combs 3 straight. Now down to 1 timeout. 20 seconds to play, and he's taking a shot. Santana Moss, touchdown! Perfect throw, and Chad Gunn delivers. What a throw in a perfect spot. Moss got his feet in, and down to 10 seconds to play. Pass is going to be caught, and now the Colts are going to be down to 8 seconds as this is going to be coming to a pass interference. It's not going to matter, though, as it actually hurts them by accepting it. They get a completion there. That's a fumble, and Washington scoops it up, and the last play of the game is going to be a fumble return for Washington out of bounds. We win the game, and a big bounce back as that was not only a big win to avoid dropping 2 straight, but a massive clutch play to deliver that pass to Santana Moss. One of the better throws you will see all season, and crucial to get back up there because we got to keep pace with the New York Giants, who are winning games left and right. So now we're on to the divisional matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. We have not yet met the Giants in any sort of action yet. We already taken the Eagles and destroyed them, but now against the Cowboys as Romo, they are going to have a 1st down grab there. Another injury here as Not going to be Sean Merriman this time around. It's going to be Santana Moss, who's out for 0 plays with a leg cramp. So I guess he's all right. So maybe not anything to worry about here, as they're going to have a completion. First down to the 29-yard line. Romo in a 3-point game. Got a high pass. It's going to be caught. Short game. Gain of 6. Marion Barber is going to get a broken tackle in the backfield of Marion Barber. So difficult to bring down. And how about another penalty? What's going on with this team right now? Too many penalties right now. Face mask, holding, false start, pass interference, and now a touchdown for Dallas. They got the lead, and we have the football in a 4-point deficit as Fitzgerald is going to have a first down off the play action completion. 6:30 to play. Play action. As Gunn on the run. Open man. Caught. DeFazio Combs breaks a tackle. Combs. Nobody gonna catch him. Touchdown. DeFazio Combs just makes magic happen every time you throw the ball downfield to him. Romo tuck in trying to run. Nowhere to go. 3rd down and 8. He's going to throw on the run. That's going to be a great completion in the face of pressure. Stepped up, threw on the run. Perfect pass. And now Romo moving away from pressure again, and he's got a completion. This one for a gain of 5. 5.5 minutes to play as they're down by 3. Romo over the middle. No, not quite knocked away, as he had it slip through his hands, but not this time on 3rd down. He's got the completion. No injury on the field for Washington, as this one's going to be Carnell Woods. And now Romo to throw. It's going to be a one-on-one ball, and I don't know what the ball tracking. I don't know who that was. That dude had no idea where that ball was. I guess he just lost it, as now with under 5 to play. Wide open man and a one-handed grab. Touchdown. Dallas has the lead now, as we will try to get it back. And DeFazio Combs with a great grab. That's going to be a gain of 19. Now stretch left, and just nowhere to go there. Not really much you could do. 2nd and 14. 3:30 to play. Gunn is going to go underneath. Got a completion. Will set up a bit better of a 3rd down situation. 6 yards out as Gunn will throw. He's going to look outside. Combs, he's got it. Combs for the first down to the 44-yard line, and now we're ticking closer to 2 minutes to play. As stretch, it's going to be Cashmont. Not going to get far. Cashmont been very quiet the last couple of games. I feel like I haven't even said his name, as Gunn will throw, and that's, well, Cashmont dropped it. It's 4th down and 7. Game on the line potentially. We have all of our timeouts, but you don't want to give Dallas the football back. And Marion Barber, that ball going to be knocked away at the line. That's 3 straight games with just a crucial knockdown at the line happening. And this is what I was talking about with Marion Barber. You don't want to give him the football in a game-clinching situation, because more often than not, he's going to break tackles and he's going to get a first down at 3rd and inches. Might even be a worse situation, because how are you going to stop Marion Barber on 3rd and inches? We don't. And that's going to be a Dallas victory. So that's a bit of an upset right there, as Dallas has been also a team trending a little bit more negatively. The Giants have maintained success. We've maintained success. Eagles, sharp decline. Cowboys, slow decline. And they go and take us down for a 2nd loss of the season.
Adam Schefter here with another round of college football updates. The huge SEC showdown between number 1 Tennessee and number 2 Georgia was decided 2 weeks ago, with Georgia winning 23-20. The Bulldogs looked very sharp in the victory, dominating in all phases of the game. Oregon junior wide receiver Cameron Pompey is having another great season so far, with over 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards receiving in only 8 games. That's all for now. I'll be back next month with another college football update.
Route running upside. Yeah, that's a fun little duo right there, and comp to Chad Johnson. Definitely a player I would love to have. Don't think we're ever going to be in a situation where we can draft him. How about taking on the Houston Texans, who seems like they are perennially picked, like top 5 every single season. I feel like they've had multiple number 1 overall picks. I feel like they've had more number 1 picks than playoff appearances. I can't even remember if they've made the playoffs, but right now it's 23-6. It's not looking good for Houston. They were shut out until the 4th quarter. And, I feel bad for some of the players in Houston, especially Joker Davis, who is one of my favorite draft stories of this series so far. And he's just having to sit around and rot away in Houston. Poor guy. So it's not looking good for Houston. Don't think a comeback's coming, even though we're not out here putting up any points so far in the 4th quarter. Defense is going to stop them again. And that will be game. 23-6 is your final. And didn't have to do much to stop this Texans team. Chad Gunn, speaking of not doing much, didn't have to do much. No touchdowns, no picks, just 200 yards on the day. But while it was an unspectacular performance, Cashmont had 2 touchdowns, not really an efficient game. McNeil had a touchdown, did have an efficient game. So Skylar McNeil has, been kind of as advertised. Look at the amount of sacks. About 8 sacks from the defense. Carnell Woods getting 3, which is awesome to see. But Skylar McNeil's been as advertised, a very solid backup running back. But how about this upcoming matchup? Game number 10 on the season's going to be up against the New York Giants, and they're 9-0. We are 7-2. So while we sit here as one of the top teams in the NFC, well, to no surprise, the Giants have been dominating, and the Giants have put together an amazing team. They've been perennial contenders. They took Howard Sanders from us. The year before that, they signed Calvin Johnson. Like, this team has been consistently attacking upgrades and trying to just continue this open window of contention that they have carved out for themselves. Merriman hurt again. He's going to be missing the rest of this game, but it's been a battle. Last season, the Giants, I believe, did sweep us, so we're going to hope that we can maybe sweep them this time around, as they'll throw on 4th down, outside, caught for the first down. They didn't need to go for it there. 7 minutes to play. A rare bit of aggression from a team in this game, as they're down by 3 with 7 to play. Usually they'd punt the football there, but they didn't. And Eli now throwing, moving left, throwing back right, and caught for the first down to the 28-yard line as the Giants are driving it well. Handoff as that remade offensive line helping them out a little bit, as Eli to throw it underneath again and caught again. 3rd down and 1. Counter right. He's going to cut it back middle. First down. Giants just grinding out first downs and hitting one strike over the middle. Caught and a touchdown. Giants up 21-17, and this is exactly what you expect from 2 of the best teams in the league, going at it year after year, twice a year, maybe even 3 times a year if we meet in the playoffs, because it looks like both teams are going to be there. And DeFazio comes with the ball on the ground. Oh my goodness, it was a fumble from somebody not named Cashman. I don't even know how to react. It's hard to say a 7-2 team is in a must-win type of game, but if we lose this one, we'll be 3 games back in the division with the Giants having the tiebreaker, and we can't get no first-round bye if that's the case. We got the stop there. Get us the football back. Gunn rolling out, throwing, and Santana Moss boxing out a defender, making the grab to midfield. And now at the 49-yard line, we got to get a loss in the backfield. Set us up 3rd down and 13. Long way to go, as it's going to be a floater for Moss, and caught. Not going to get us the first down. It'll get us 10 yards. But we're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 3 in enemy territory. And Chad Fitzgerald, huge play there. Clutch to hang on to that one. Get the first down. Skylar McNeil has the football, and he'll get 3 as the 2-minute warning approaching. And we'll go play action once more. Throw it outside for Combs, and he's got it. 2-minute warning is hit, and we're at the 21-yard line. And can we try to run this clock out? Another play action, as it's going to be Gunn with a lot of time, and just missing his man. That one's on Gunn. 2nd down and 10, and he'll throw a short pass. That's going to be Greg Butler with the grab, the number 4 wide receiver on this team. 3rd down and 5. Blitz sent in. Gunn off his back foot. Caught. Fitzgerald. Touchdown. And Washington has the lead. And a huge play from Gunn to throw that in the face of pressure accurately. Now, Giants throwing to Megatron. That's going to be a gain of 10. No first down. They call it 2nd and inches. Now throwing left side. Caught. Broken tackle. And New York in 2 plays. How about it? Touchdown for the Giants. And it's their lead right back. And now it's 28-24. We got the kickoff with 61 seconds to play. And it's Antonio Cromartie returning this one, as he'll get to the right side. Up the sidelines, Cromartie past the 40. And that's going to be great field position. We got to go 57 yards of 54 seconds. Gunn, middle, caught for Butler. And he's splitting the defense. Butler, he's gone. touchdown! Washington delivers a strike. One play. You did it in 2. We did it in 1. And now Eli's got 40 seconds to play. I'm looking out for Calvin Johnson. Don't let him do anything crazy. I don't care if you throw it to anybody else. Just don't let Calvin Johnson absolutely torch this team. 26 seconds to play and a sack. Defense coming up big. Giants have 1 timeout, and they're not going to use it here. I mean, I guess you could use it, but you maybe want to get one big strike over the middle, throw it to the center of the field, have that opportunity, call the timeout, kick a field goal. But the Giants are using a lot of time, and they spike the football with 11 seconds to go. I don't love that, but they still do have that same opportunity that I just brought up. And there's a pass over the middle. It's incomplete. It's 4th and 14. Receiver wasn't ready for it. Eli throwing short of the marker. He makes a man miss. He's not going to get it. They call him just short. Jason Witten was inches short of the first down. It would have been too long of a field goal, but at least it would have given them a chance at some sort of Hail Mary or something. Gunn throws for nearly 500 yards. Combs goes for 220. 2 sacks by the defense. And it is Chad Gunn coming up big. Sean Merriman sprained his ankle. He'll be out for 1 game, but that is a massive victory. Now, how about we try to get a little revenge here? Dallas, we lost to them already this season. That's one of our 2 losses, and if we're going to have a chance to come out here and win this division, if we split with the Giants, it comes down to divisional record. Well, we need to sweep the rest of the division schedule if we want to have that, as that's going to be a touchdown grab. And Washington up 24-7. We're taking care of business right now with 4:40 to play. Romo up the middle. He's going to get sacked, and he'll lose 2. These wins are important. These wins are crucial. We do not want to be a 13-3 wild card team. We want that first round bye. It matters so much. As they handed off Barber outside, nowhere to go. He found nothing in the middle, found nothing on the outside, loses yardage. Romo throwing one-on-one coverage, and Weidenhofer comes over to make the play. It's 24-7 with 3 minutes to play, and a deep shot is caught. Santana Moss out of bounds, and now handoff right up the middle. Skylar McNeil, he's going to break a tackle, and McNeil has 8. Trying to run out the rest of this clock as a quick pass, one-on-one. Combs makes a move to Fazio. Combs, 41-yard touchdown. And running away with this one is Washington, 31-7. That ends up being your final. And Gunn, he's starting to heat up a lot more as the second half of the season is unfolding. 3 touchdowns, no picks, almost 300 yards. Run game, nothing special. Once again, McNeil, maybe the more efficient runner of the football here. Combs with another 165, chasing maybe a 2,000-yard season. But Braylon Beaudreau with the sack. Lamar Rhodes, what the heck is this? How did Lamar Rhodes, our defensive end, catch 2 interceptions? He also got a sack and 2 tackles for a loss. So what a game for Lamar Rhodes. We take on the Tennessee Titans, who've been, a fringe contending team in the AFC behind Vince Young and a talented defense. Young will run right up the middle, and Vince Young has got the first down. It's 16-10, but they're at the 10-yard line, so they'll hand it off. They're not going to get far as they'll get brought down. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 8. Young to throw it. He's going to tuck and run it, and Young, what is he doing? He's taunting! And Vince Young, in a way, he just did that. That might have costed him a touchdown. He started taunting before he even came close to the end zone. What is Vince Young doing? They settle for a field goal, as now it's 16-13, and Vince Young, I don't even know what was going on there, but it's 6:30 to play. Gunn, he's breaking out of a sack, throwing, and could not hang on is Combs. So Gunn, rare breaking out a sack there as Tennessee with the football back, and now Vince Young hands it right up the middle, and their run game's not doing anything on our defense right now. Young needs to go to the air. Try not to taunt this time. He's getting sacked. Defense is lighting it up right now. We'll take that football back, and McNeil nowhere to go for him. So bold rushing attack struggling. Play action. gun, middle, Combs, not able to bring that one in. 3rd down and 12. Don't want to give him the football back so quickly, and we won't. Butler with the grab, and we are moving along past midfield as a check down is not going to get us much. In fact, it'll lose us a yard. So now giving it to Cashmont. 3rd down and 11. Cashmont on the keeper. He's going to get past a defender. Breaking a tackle. And Cashmont is gone. 47 yards. When's the last time Cashmont's done anything of note? He's had no crucial fumbles this year, but no real big plays aside from that one, as now the Titans down by 10. Just running out of time right now as they got 3:40 to go. That pass caught underneath, but it's a fumble. I don't even know if that should be counted as a catch. He barely got turned around, but I guess we'll take it. Our football back with 3:30 to go, and McNeil, he's going to take a shot and hold on to that football. Now Cashmont is going to have it on 3rd down. He'll get it to the 35-yard line. You know what? We'll try a field goal. How about 52 yards? And it's through the uprights. Good. You know, some of the issues that we have had in previous seasons not been as bad as, look at Vince Young hopping over a down defender, juking out another, and Vince Young, he'll have the most impressive 5-yard runs you will ever see, as Young needs to overcome this 2-touchdown deficit, and he caught that football. Are you serious? As Young back to the line, he's going to run it. He's going to get us to the 2-minute warning, and running out of time is Tennessee. We're sending in double blitz on the edge as he'll get a completion for the 1st down. There's a flag down, and this one, is it going to be on us? Yes, it will. Well, that's one issue that hasn't really gone away that much. Some of these face masks have been pretty brutal, but at least we haven't fumbled the football, haven't blown our kicks that much, and that's what really matters to me even more. Penalties are... It is what it is, but just hold on to the football. Don't miss your kicks. And Vince Young runs it in for a touchdown. They do not kick the onside kick. They have all their timeouts, so they're going to trust their defense. And maybe that's not a good idea because Skylar McNeil, 1 carry, 9 yards, 1 first down to end it, 1 yard to end it. Cashmont has it, and that is game. Cashmont does what he needs to do for this team. A big 47-yard run. So... you know, gun through 2 interceptions that game. I said the Titans defense really good, but hey, it was Skylar McNeil who really did the heavy lifting. Cashmont only had 3 carries, but a 47-yard touchdown. So maybe Cashmont in small doses will be better. We've kind of reeled back on some of his carries. LaRon Landry with another 2-pick game. Calais Campbell with 2 sacks.
Hello, EA Sports fans. I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's the final college report of the season. The story all season long has been the resurgence of the Ivy League. Harvard's Owen Paulus, Princeton linebacker Justin Trudeau, and Dartmouth tackle Tyler Grobe all look like first-round prospects at this point. In the SEC, the championship game will pit Alabama against Florida. The winner of that game might just find themselves in the national title game against number 1 UCLA. It should be an exciting finish to the season. Keep it right here on NFL Network.
Interesting set of players that we have, as a couple of linebackers that are pretty notable right about now. And, you know, with the team's aging linebackers, I think that could be a place where we look. Tyler Grobe, don't need a lineman, but, you know, keep our options open, as we don't really have much in terms of draft capital, but if an opportunity presents itself, that's always been what we've been willing to do. So we're sitting here at 10-2, Giants 11-1, and it's time for round 2 against the New York Giants. Again, not a must-win maybe, but like, man, I mean, with the Giants just continuing to win and win and win, it feels like our only chance of getting that division title, getting that first round bye, is if we sweep the Giants, and right now it's looking pretty good. We're in the snow, it's 24-14, and it's our football. Kicking off the 4th quarter with a handoff to the edge, and there goes Cashmont. He's just faster, and Cashmont, stiff arm, Cashmont, maybe he's heating up a little bit this season, and he hasn't made any crucial mistakes yet. Hope I'm not foreshadowing anything, as Cashmont spinning. No, he fumbled the football! I actually did! No, Cashmont, I was talking nice about you, and it's gonna be a scoop and score. No, he didn't get in. Wow, Chad Fitzgerald. Okay, Fitzgerald, that is a crazy effort play. Eli now, he's getting sacked, and we might hold them out of the end zone here. 2nd and goal, handoff, he's gonna get in. Okay, scared a little bit, scared them a little bit, but that still high effort play from Chad Fitzgerald. That does not go unnoticed. Now we hand it off. That's Skylar McNeil with the football, and Cashmont, man, gets a 31-yard run, then fumbles the football in the next play. Like, I don't even know what to do with this dude. As that pass is going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 8, as that's going to be a quick throw, incomplete. Giants take the football back, and now they got the momentum. They got the 7 points last drive, and now down by 3 with 5 minutes to play. They got a 1st down there, and they hand it off, and that's a fumble for the Giants, and this time we scoop it up, and some fumble luck goes our way. Our football, not quite at the 1-yard line, but we will take it from the 36, right over the middle. We picked up the blitz and found Lance Spence. Gain of 21, and McNeil, he's basically going to be taking the rest of these carries, and McNeil breaking a tackle. He got to the outside, and Skylar McNeil weaves his way through for a 9-yard gain. Hand off to the back, a back carry, as I think that was Robert Metcalf who got in there, and he's going to get himself to the 2-yard line. Quick slant over the middle, touchdown Santana Moss, and back up by 2 scores. And what a win this would be. The Giants to be 11-2 with their only 2 losses to be to us, and give us a chance to basically control our own destiny in this division. It'd be devastating for Giants fans, but amazing for us. As Eli throwing to the outside. There goes Calvin Johnson, and he could just get going at any moment. Eli gonna go over the middle. Jason Witten has it for a gain of 5. Sets up 3rd down and 5 from the 9. Eli, clean pocket, moving right, throws it back left side into the end zone. Double coverage, and it's incomplete. Giants take the field goal. It is good. It is a 1-score game. We will have it back with under 2 minutes to play and a chance to end this one, as Skylar McNeil slips a tackler, and he'll fight forward for a nice little gain of 5. 3rd down and 4. We're going to give it to McNeil, just directly handing it to him. McNeil, he gets free. Skylar McNeil, can he go all the way? Skylar, 1-man to beat. He gets brought down, but that's okay with me. And he ices the game, and we beat the Giants 2 times this season. And 11-2, but those 2 losses hurt a lot. McNeil goes for 101 on 19 carries. Cashmont just 6 carries, but a fumble. So that's kind of the story with Cashmont. We've really cut his carries down, and the more the season's gone on, the more we've given the ball to Skylar McNeil in these kind of cold weather, ice the game situations. That's kind of what we drafted him to be, is just be a closer for us. And we'll see if he could start to heat up a little bit more. Now we're taking on the New Orleans Saints, and it's going to be Holland, the hometown guy from Louisiana Tech. Jamarcus Russell comp, I remember him, but seems like he's working out for New Orleans, as they were moving on from Drew Brees, giving the keys to Holland, and right now it's 17-14 at home. New Orleans intercepted, jumping in front of the slant route, and it's going to be taken it the other way. Can he outrun the running back? He is gone! Touchdown!
Right,
and they
nice
tried to get it to Anquan Bolden. Instead, they threw a touchdown to Laron Landry, and that is another huge play in the career of Laron Landry, who, I mean, dude's just a team legend. Induct him into the Ring of Honor. Induct him into the Hall of Fame. Intercepted again. Taken it the other way again. And a touchdown again. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. And we've done it again. And who was it? Antonio Cromartie this time around. And now suddenly 31-14 is your score. Break-in tackles is the Saints, but right now we win these final 3 games. Number 1 seed is ours. We lose, we're going to need to make sure the Giants lose a game somewhere in there. But as long as we win out, we're moving on. And Chad Gunn didn't need to do much. When the defense goes, it gets 2 pick sixes. You only need to throw the ball 19 times. Skylar McNeil, 21 carries. Cashmont, 6. You can see how we're kind of formulating this right now. The carry split's definitely going in the favor of Skylar McNeil. He's gaining more trust, and Cashmont continues to lose it. So with 2 games left on the season, the Giants did win. But, I mean, we right now still control our own destiny. The Vikings are sitting right back there as well, so don't want to run into the Vikings again, but it seems like it could very well end up happening. I wanted to also show this. Is the NFC West the worst division ever? 0-14, 4-10, 4-10, 6-8. Oh my goodness, it's like a 6-win team about to get in the playoffs. The Rams, I think they'd be that bad. Eagles now, second to last game of the season. We dominated the Eagles already once this season, and it's looking like we're pretty comfortably ahead right now. We could maybe hop in. It is a 2-score game. It's not out of the realms of possibility that the Eagles go and win, but it's not looking great, and it's been one of those games where the Eagles have kind of hung around, and we have just pulled out in front. And right now, after an interception, under 3 minutes to play, still a 2-score lead, splitting the carries, getting first downs, 2-minute warning is hit. Eagles running out of time, running out of timeouts, and a first down there is going to end it. So we didn't even really need to do anything crazy for that game, and it is all over. 10 seconds to go, they ain't getting 2 touchdowns in 10 seconds, so we win that one, and we are now 13-2. Gunn throws for 370, 3 touchdowns, 1 win. We lock up the 1 seed. We lock things up. First round bye, home field advantage, all that good stuff. Fazio Combs with a 211-yard game. And the interceptions, Thomas Howard, Weidenhofer. Giants lost, so doesn't even matter. And not only that, we're taking on the San Francisco 49ers in the last game of the season. The 49ers are literally winless. So, I mean, it seemed like a foregone conclusion, but the 49ers are winless. We're not going to have any reason to hop into this one, because on top of that, there's no stakes either, because literally we locked up the 1 seed. I need to know, though, what the heck are the 49ers cooking down there? Because I don't know what they thought. Did they think they were close or something? Because they traded everything to make 5 first-round selections. And keep in mind, they traded their number 1 pick this year. They traded their first-round pick this year. Not only that, they traded it to the Seahawks to move up. The Seahawks have the 49ers pick, and the 49ers, unless they make a 28-point comeback right now against us, are going to go 0-16 and have the number 1 pick. They're going to go 0-16, and they don't even have any of their picks. They traded their first, their second, their third. They traded everything. And they made 5 first-round selections in the previous year's draft. Clearly, it has not worked. I don't understand what is going on in San Francisco, but if this has got to be the worst, miserable, horrendous fan-based organization ever, because you are sitting there now at 0-16. Everybody's about to get fired. And I don't even think their draft was that bad. That's the thing. They drafted Cleveland Green, who was the generational tight end. They drafted my guy Willie Turner, who I was a big fan of. Probably someone who I would have picked if he was available to me. Like, the 49ers had a really nice draft. 0-16, though. Hey, good on them. That's impressive. We win 31-0. Skylar McNeil has a nice game. He has 45 yards through the air and a touchdown. Thomas Howard with a sack. 4 interceptions, McPeak, Darlin, Weidenhofer, and Cromartie. We wrap up at 14-2. The Giants lost again, and it is 2 14-2 teams at the top. It is us and the Raiders in the NFL. The Patriots at 10-6 missed the playoffs altogether. That's depressing. And the Jaguars, the other team to beat us this season, them and the Cowboys with the Jaguars, did make the playoffs, and maybe we'll see them in the future, potentially. Vikings made it. Disappointing that we might have to run into the Vikings again. Buccaneers and Falcons make it. And the 6-10 Rams won the division. Man, how funny would it have been if Jared May won the division at 6-10. He was 1 game off, though. First round of the playoffs, the Giants got a cupcake matchup. They got to face the Rams. They won. Jaguars at Anquan Taylor won. Buccaneers win. And the Dolphins win. So we are on to the divisional round where we're taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is a shot to go to the conference championship. The NFC matchups, it's us and Tampa Bay. On the other side, it's New York and Minnesota. So a pretty difficult matchup regardless, but we have to take care of business today to go to our 3rd straight NFC championship. Handoff is going to be stopped in the backfield. We have met this Tampa Bay team in the playoffs before. It was our first ever playoff loss, I do believe, when Jared May was stinking up the joint for this team. as now we are at the third quarter. 6 minutes to play, and there goes Fitzgerald. We are up 14-7, so the defense has done a phenomenal job. And this Buccaneers team, they've won a Super Bowl already in this franchise mode, and they have been one of the best consistent contending teams throughout the entirety of this. They win 10 games every year. They win 11 games every year. They're in the playoff hunt. And look at Skylar McNeil go. And Skylar McNeil, touchdown from 36. I was over here trying to paint the picture a little bit. But Skylar McNeil has delivered a 36-yard touchdown. And we are up by 14. Troy Lamerson, the quarterback here for Tampa Bay. They have found their franchise guy. He's one of the more efficient quarterbacks in the league. He's one of the guys who, for a game that watches teams throw picks left and right, he does not throw 25 interceptions a season, but he threw one right there on kill. I was talking about how good he is at not throwing picks, and he threw one. Skylar McNeil with the carry, and McNeil has 7. On the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 3. Gun, middle, caught in traffic. And Santana Moss trying to see if he can get himself a Super Bowl after all these years. And that looks like a fumble, as that's going to be Fitzgerald. I don't think that was a fumble, if I'm being quite honest with you, as they are not going to review that one, and they didn't even let me challenge it. I don't think that was a fumble. He got flipped, he got bended, but he definitely landed on the ground before that ball came out. I think we kind of got robbed a little bit, and the Buccaneers have a chance in this one. Are the script writers trying to tell us that we need to lose this game because of fumbling? Because I just can't be doing this if so. We cannot be doing this fumbling issue thing, even though I just don't think that was a fumble. 2nd down and 12 as Lamerson took the throw over the middle in traffic and a grab. This team has a whole bunch of talented players. They got Rashard Mendenhall in the backfield. He's slipping a tackle. They got Braylon Edwards out wide. They've had a good defense for many years as they transition from Rondé Barber and Derek Brooks into a new era of talented defenders, as there's a flag down on the play here. It is on Tampa Bay. It's actually not on us for once. 2nd down and 10. Lamerson to throw over the middle. Caught, and he gets hit, but he hung on to that one. High formation as he missed the handoff. That is a lot of misdirection and a miscommunication. They lose 2. 2nd and 12. 3rd quarter winding down. Mendenhall, stiff arm. Rashard Mendenhall, 10. Touchdown. And that is where Rashard Mendenhall with a spectacular run will look to be a 3rd down situation that was not going to be favorable. Turns it into a touchdown, and now both running backs have put up a nice run to get their team into the end zone, and a sack couldn't even get the play action off. And now Cashmon checks into the game to take a 3rd down carry as we'll punt the football away. A disappointing 3 and out as the Buccaneers have it. 2nd down and 11 after a 1-yard loss. They'll swing it out to Mendenhall, and there goes Rashard Mendenhall. He's in the open field, and Rashard Mendenhall is too fast, and you can't put a linebacker on him. 70 yards, touchdown, and Rashard Mendenhall has put his team in a tie game in just a few touches. He is explosive. 3rd down and 10 as a rollout, throwing, gun, gotta find a receiver. Eventually he does, but it's too late. He goes out of bounds and he couldn't get his feet in. And Mendenhall, he's getting rolling again, and Rashard Mendenhall, he goes for 12. 2nd down and 9. Lamerson is intercepted. Taking it the other way. The defense, they're gonna come up clutch again. Can Mendenhall catch him? No, he can. Touchdown! Right, Washington, nice pick 6. And we got the lead now. And big plays left and right. Going back and forth. These two Super Bowl contenders proving that they are every bit the contenders that we thought they were. But defense for Washington just a little bit better right now. Another interception. And Gunn is intercepted right back. But there's a fumble. And it's going to be Washington football. What is going on right now? It's our ball, and that is just ridiculous right now as we are at 2nd down and 13. Throw over the middle. That's caught for Fitzgerald. How about a 3rd and manageable? 3rd down and 4. Too long for a field goal here, so we need to convert as we're giving it to Cashmon, and he's going to get it close. Third down turns to 4th and 1. We're going for it. McNeil, keeper, Skylar McNeil for the first down. And with 4 minutes to go, we're running out this clock because if we can kick a field goal here, go up by 2 scores, we can feel pretty comfortable about our chances to go into our 3rd straight NFC Championship. Handoff to the edge, and he stopped in the backfield, loss of 1. Gonna go to 3rd down and 7. McNeil hung onto the football there. It's 4th down, and the field goal try. No, it's no good. We've had no issues with field goals this season, but now you get to the playoffs and we miss a potential clinching field goal, and Tampa Bay trying to capitalize. They get the first down there from the 49. All these scary things are coming back to potentially haunt us. It's been so perfectly fine this year, but a fumble and a field goal miss. Lamerson over the middle. Mendenhall, he's got the first down to the 41-yard line. 1:17 to play. Lamerson outside. Carl Rao, Braylon Edwards. First down again to the 28-yard line. Gain of 13 as now we're under a minute to play. Lamerson, deep middle, caught again, and back to the line they go. 37 seconds to play. Lamerson, end zone, incomplete. It's 2nd and goal from the 9. They hand it off. Mendenhall finds a little lane, slips through, gets down to the 2. It's about 1.5 yards in reality here as they're hurrying back to the line. 26 seconds, clock running. They're going to have time. They're going to hand it off. Mendenhall can't get there. And Tampa Bay hurrying it back. They want to take their time because if they put it in the end zone, we can go to overtime right now. 15 seconds to go. Clock running. They're going to make sure they take as much time as possible. Here's your game here with under 10 seconds to play. 4th and goal. Lamerson floats it. Intercepted! Washington's going to the conference championship for the 3rd straight year. And the defense came in clutch when we needed it. Skylar McNeil goes for 108 and a touchdown on efficient yards per carry average. This Tampa Bay team did what they could to shut out DeFazio Combs, a rare quiet day, which is still about 50 yards, but Landry, Darling, and Calais Campbell with an interception, as well as Tyrod Darling did his job to get a pick 6 in this game, as now the Raiders are moving on, the Colts are moving on, and the Giants take out the Vikings. We do not have to face the Vikings. We have to face the Giants. We swept them already this season. But whenever you play a team 3 times in 1 year, not to say you can throw out the other 2, but it's very rare that you go back over the course of NFL history and one team goes 3-0 against a squad in a season. Usually, history will actually say that the team that goes 2-0 loses the 3rd game. So history maybe not on our side, but Skylar McNeil is! Are you kidding me? Skylar McNeil hitting up in the playoffs, 70 yards, touchdown! Skylar is on fire right now, and we're up 21-9. McNeil has just dominated the carries for this team further and further into this season, and if all he ever does is this playoff run, then we are happy with it because he is coming up big. And a sack here on Eli. The Eli Manning-led Giants are in trouble, looking for another ring to add to their resume. They have won in the past. They have now another chance to get back to a Super Bowl. But Washington is maybe just a little too much because the Giants have not even found their way into the end zone yet. We take the football back, and here goes McNeil again. First down and more. Skylar past midfield to the 48, gain of 16. As now we throw underneath to a wide open Fitzgerald. First down and more. Fitzgerald. He's got another chunk gain of 19 yards. And McNeil to the edge. Slips a tackle. McNeil running it better than you will ever see him run it, I feel like, because he is motivated to get that Super Bowl as a rookie. 4th down is the situation, as McNeil couldn't get the first down on the ground. We kick a field goal through the uprights. It's still a 2-score game, but it is a 2-score game in which you need a 2-point conversion somewhere along the way, as the Giants running through 2 broken tackles, and their running game picking it up, but you can't run the football all that much when you're down by 2 scores midway through the 3rd quarter, as they get stopped for a 5-yard loss there. Eli on 3rd and 14, play action. And he's going to look to the outside. It's intercepted! Jumped in front of the fullback. And we take the football back. And the Giants doesn't know what hit them right now, because they have just not been able to beat us this year. They choked out on a division championship in a first-round bye and a #1 seed because of us. And we are showing that we are just the better team right now. Could we get the 3-0 on the Giants this season? Play action. And he's going to go to the curl route. And Santana Moss has it, first and goal. Fourth quarter almost upon us. Handoff to McNeil, who fumbles the football. I'm getting flashbacks, but it's okay. It's okay. That's McNeil's first career fumble. Surely that won't hurt us, right? Oh my goodness. Stop the fumbles, please. The worst times. McNeil, though, that's his first career fumble. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different when it's your first career fumble and not a consistent string of issues. We get the stop, 3 and out. Offense takes over. Down the middle. Tipton almost caught. Moss almost just came up with an incredible play. 3rd down and 7. We go 3 and out now, as it'll be a catch for Fitzgerald. He's not going to quite get there. 4th down and 1. And you know what we're doing. We're going for it. It's going to be Cashmont in the backfield, and he'll be sent out wide. You know where we're going now. It's the fullback, the only one left in the backfield, and he'll take the carry. He's going to get close, but they didn't give it to him. Last thing you want to do is give a talented team an opportunity to make a comeback. We have done that, but the defense, with under 7 minutes to play, has been spectacular. Still holding Eli out of the end zone. He'll throw it one-on-one to Calvin Johnson, and it's incomplete. Great job to get him in coverage as Eli goes back to Calvin, who's got the completion. First down, gets out of bounds. Eli to throw. He's going to go to the tight end, Jason Witten. And Witten, he puts the ball on the ground. I don't think that that's a fumble, but they didn't review ours when we fumbled. And they're going to review this one, though. Yeah, it's not a fumble, so don't get too excited. It's going to be Giants football. First down, and they'll have it at the 32-yard line. Eli to throw, as he'll go down the middle. Incomplete. And now 3rd down and 10. Eli to throw it. Over the middle, Jason Witten's open again. And Witten finding a way to get open. 2nd down and 10 from the 12. And end zone incomplete. They tried it again. 3rd down and 10. As Eli over the middle, incomplete, just too far out in front. 4th down and 10. Could this be the last chance for the Giants? Stepping up and throwing. It's caught, but he's not quite there yet. And he's a yard short. We take over. And the Giants just have not been able to find the end zone. And a field goal, you can't just keep settling. They had to go for it, but Gunn throws a pick. Are you kidding me? This defense, I'm asking a lot of you guys. I'm asking a lot, and Jason Witten this time, touchdown. I'm asking a lot of this defense, but it's still no need to panic yet. 2-point conversion. Eli gets sacked. It's still a 2-score game. Defense, I love you so much. Play action. First play of the drive. Going straight to Santana Moss. Making amendments. Santana Moss. He wants to go back to a Super Bowl. It's going to be 73 yards, and the offense responds immediately. Santana Moss, take a bow. We are close to a Super Bowl appearance. We're going for 2 now to make it a 3-score game to try to basically put this game away. Outside, it's incomplete. It's not going to be quite done yet. The Giants, though, right back in the same situation, 15-point deficit. And I guess Chad Gunn made up for that interception, so it's A-okay as we got 4 minutes to go. And that pass incomplete. Defense, 3rd down and 12. You got another stop left in you to send us to a Super Bowl. That pass in the flats, it's caught. Not quite a first down. 4th down and 2. Giants, they punt the football. I don't know about that one. I mean, I get it. You got all your timeouts. You trust your team, but I just can't, in good faith, punt that football, especially when DeFazio Combs is reeling in plays like that. 3 minutes to go. You mean you may never touch the football again? Skylar McNeil for 3. 2:40 to play. McNeil right up the middle again. McNeil breaking a tackle. Skylar gets outside, and Skylar getting loose for a gain of 5. 2-minute warning. That play is going to be stopped in the backfield. We tried to go little keeper. Not going to happen. Giants take the football back, but they are down to under 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts and 1:30 to play now as they get the first down to Witten. Going down the middle, intercepted, and slipping through a tackle, ball on the ground, scooped up, and now we're going to return it, and look at Tyrod Darling. Are you serious? We didn't need to do this, but he's Darling, the massive pickup trade acquisition will send us to a Super Bowl appearance. With under a minute to play, you ain't coming back from 22 points down, as we will take care of New York. We're going to a Super Bowl, and Chad Gunn throws for 350, 3 touchdowns. A costly interception, but he made up for it right back the other way, getting a 70-yard touchdown to Santana Moss. And Skylar McNeil, 112 on the ground, 2 playoff games, 2 100-yard performances, including a 70-yard touchdown from him. Moss, 2 touchdowns. Combs, 160 and a touchdown. 2 sacks by the defense, 2 interceptions, and a Super Bowl matchup. It is not going to be a rematch against the Indianapolis Colts because Matt Moore is not going to a Super Bowl. It's going to be off the 6 touchdown passes of Luke Rambis. Raiders are in the Super Bowl against us. So this is a big matchup. Luke Rambis has basically monopolized the MVP award. This is a dude who has won it every single year since he's come into the league, except for 1 year, last year, where Chad Gunn won it. So basically, the last 6 MVPs are matching up. How about also a former Washington player, Antoine Randall L. We traded Antoine Randall L for essentially a first-round draft pick, and you can't act like that hasn't worked out for the Raiders. 4 seasons in Oakland, 3 1,000-yard years. So it's been a worthwhile trade for the Raiders to get Antoine Randall L. He's gone over 10,000 yards in his career. He's going to a Super Bowl appearance, and Darren McFadden's been unbelievable throughout his career as a receiver as well. This is a really talented team. How about D'Angelo Hall? 9 interceptions. And Nnamdi Asomugha, one of the best cornerback duos in the league. You could probably say the best cornerback duo in the league, right next to our cornerback duo. This is a team that is stacked on every facet of the ball right here. Offense, defense. And how about the yearly awards? Well, Luke Rambis won MVP this year. Chad Gunn came second. Darren McFadden came third. How about Offensive Player of the Year? It was Darren McFadden of the Raiders. Defensive Player of the Year. It was D'Angelo Hall. This team won all the awards. It was a clean sweep. They also won Coach of the Year, too. They swept the awards. And now, inexplicably, it's a snowy Florida day. What a time for a Super Bowl. It's snowing in Florida, and we're in the second half here. Luke Rambis is down by 10, and it has been him held in check so far after his 6-touchdown conference championship. But the defense has had themselves one heck of a playoff run, and they have had themselves one heck of a season. Can we cap it off and get a little bit of Super Bowl redemption? 2 years ago, we had a rookie Chad Gunn who wasn't ready for the moment. Is Chad Gunn ready now? I think he is. He's going to throw down the middle, and it's incomplete. That was dangerous. 3rd down and 8. Gunn will throw over the middle, too short, and it is just not what you would expect, man. A snowy Florida game. I don't think we could have prepared for this one, as they are going to drop the throw over the middle. That's a wide open man, as Rambis is going to have the 1st down and to the 31-yard line. 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, as Rambis pass knocked away at the line. 3rd down and 10, split backfield. Everyone in the block. They got 3 men in a route. Down the seam. It's caught. And a huge grab there. They sent 3 guys on a route, and it worked out. Now Rambis is going to run a little speed option. No, this was a wrinkle in the Raiders' offense. Some speed option. Rambis goes for 8 as he'll throw short now, and that's going to be caught, but he loses yards on that one. 3rd down and 5 now as Rambis is going to throw over the middle. Caught in. Antoine Randall L's got the 1st down, and he'll have it to the 23. Rambis blitz it in off his back foot. He's got the completion. Not going to get much there, though. Just 2 yards. 3rd down and 8. Rambis trying to cut this down to a 1-score game. He swings it out of the backfield, and that's going to be a 1st down. No, he juked out of bounds. Darren McFadden. That's a costly juke move there that ends up making them settle for a field goal instead. The offense at this point, it's fully in the hands of Skylar McNeil. Cashmont's carries have gone down to like 3 a game, and it's because of Cashmont not being able to be reliable, and then watching Skylar McNeil go and grab 15 yards on the play there. We have an injury, and the status here is Ricky Boyd, one of our backup corners, not able to complete this game. as it'll be first down and 10 outside. That's going to be caught, and Spence goes out of bounds after a nice gain. Second down and 1. They go McNeil for the first down carry, and McNeil for 5. How about back to him? Stretch left. McNeil, he's got room. And Skylar McNeil breaking a tackle, and McNeil just so difficult to bring down. He got 7. Play action. Rolling out. Gun. Throwing. Middle. Caught. Santana Moss inside the 10. To the 10. And he will be goal to go as Gun outside end zone. Touchdown. DeFazio Combs. He had a spectacular Super Bowl debut a couple of years back, and he's following up on it. Speed option now. McFadden. Interesting to see their implementation of the speed option. It has worked the 2 times that they did run it to 7 and 8 yard gains, as that pass is going to be caught for the first down to the 39-yard line, and Rambis over the middle, intercepted, throw right at a defender, and can he go all the way? Not quite, but an interception in the Super Bowl. Now one quarterback has made a mistake, and that's going to be a completion there. Skylar McNeil out of the backfield. Now we're going to hand it to him, and that is not going to go far. Second down and 11 as Gun off his back foot. Touchdown! DeFazio Combs! We are up 31-10, and the third quarter is winding down. We can't celebrate yet. Quick pass is caught, and he's gonna go up the sidelines, and is he gonna outrun everybody? How fast is this guy? And how fast is Calais Campbell, who's in pursuit? Touchdown, 1 play, 80 yards, and right back in the game are the Raiders, as now we gotta go out and do something. DeFazio Combs is putting on his best performance right now in the big moment, as that pass, it's DeFazio Combs lining up in the backfield, completing it to him for another first down gain. How about a handoff to the edge, and a flag is down, it looks like, as that's going to be on us, and it was a rare Calvin Cashmont carry, and they held for him, so great. It's first down and 20. Play action as Gun throwing it, middle, caught, and Lance Spence will get the penalty yardage back, and he'll get 2 extra on top of it. 6:30 to play. Gun, he's looking outside, caught for a DeFazio Combs first down. Get it to Combs, and you can't go wrong. A fumble, no! It was Cashmont. He only gets like 3 carries a game, and Cashmont still managed to fumble in the Super Bowl now. Are you kidding me? That was like his 2nd carry of the game. I literally have just taken away all of his carries, and he still fumbled just because Skylar McNeil needed to take a breath. He needed to breathe because he's getting 20 carries every game. And now the Raiders can make a comeback here. Not like this, man, not like this. A Calvin Cashmont fumble, but a sack is going to help us out a lot. They're at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 15 with 5 minutes to play. As Rambis over the middle, that's a drop, flat out dropped it. 3rd down and 15. A lot of time. We send in the blitz, and it's not going to get home. He's got so much time. Throwing it deep. It's caught. Touchdown. And Rambis delivers. We are at a 1-score game, and it's not getting any better. Another flag. Washington hold again. First down and 19 as Gun over the middle, overthrown in these situations. We're just being thrown out of rhythm right now, and it's going to be a catch by Greg Butler. We'll get the penalty yards back. We can't just keep digging ourselves out of holes that other people create. 3rd down and 7. Gun underneath, caught for Fitzgerald. That's huge. First down. We needed that. We needed a little bit of momentum. We needed to get rolling a little bit. 4 minutes to play. Play action, keeping it in the air as Gun outside. It's caught for Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald coming up big right now. 2 catches in a row as Gun throwing it again outside. It's caught. Short gain. 3rd down and 4 from the 43. Throwing, rolling out right. Gun's gonna float one outside. It's intercepted. No, you gotta catch him, but no one's gonna catch him. Are you kidding me? It's a tie game with the extra point. It's 31-31, and a pick 6 from Chad Gunn. We are now 21 points unanswered from the Raiders, and Gunn, you gotta make up for that one. That one's on you. As the handoff for McNeil, no gain, 2-minute warning. Gunn, what do you got for us outside? What a ball! ball. That's how you respond. Beautiful throw to the 36-yard line. McNeil right up the middle. Skyler got a first down and more. We're in field goal range, but you know how kicking's been over the years. I don't trust it. I want to get as close as possible, and to be honest, I want to get in the end zone. Throwing, gun. He's got time. He's going to have a man out. It's going to be incomplete. Just hit off his back. Third down and 11. Gun. Come on, clutch. Go to Combs. DeFazio. First down to the 12. Minute to play. There goes Skyler. Into the 5. Down to the 3. Hand up again. McNeil. Touchdown. We got the lead with under a minute to play. We are so close. 55 seconds for Luke Rambis. Who's going to get the ring? It's incomplete. Second down and 10. 51 seconds. We send the nickel. It's going to be outside. It's incomplete again. Third down and 10. 47 seconds. It's almost picked. And it's incomplete. Fourth down and 10. Game on the line. Rambis for the Super Bowl. Throwing. And it is caught. He hung on. And the game's not over yet. They're hurrying it back to the line. To the 47-yard line. Rambis not going to go down that easily. He's won like 5 MVPs. But can he win the Super Bowl? Over the middle. It's incomplete. 2 defenders got in there. And now it's 30 seconds to play. Needing 53 yards for overtime. Rambis, he's looking left. He's got a completion. It's going to be incomplete. They say he didn't get that second foot in. Third down and 10. Rambis, middle. It's going to be broken up wide, and Hoffer got their 4th and 10 for the Super Bowl. It's Rambis throwing deep middle. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. Washington is going to win the Super Bowl. Send them out there one last time. Kneel the football. And what was almost a historic Super Bowl comeback is going to result in a Washington victory. Chad Gunn, collect your ring. And with the time ticking down, it is hit triple zeros, and we have won the Super Bowl, and we have accomplished what we set out to do many years ago. We got Santana Moss's ring. We said goodbye to a lot of players along the way. We said hello to a lot of new rising superstars. And MVP quarterback Chad Gunn, he threw the 1 interception that costed us a lot, but how about 450 yards and 4 touchdowns to go along with it? And when you compare that to what Luke Rambis did, he outperformed the MVP. Rambis, how about that? Under 50% completion percentage. This defense stepped up big time. I don't care that 31 points were put on the board. And how about Calvin Cashmont with a generational garbage performance? 2 carries, -7 yards, and a fumble that almost did it again. DeFazio Combs, who do you give the Super Bowl MVP to? 10 catches, 204 yards, and 4 touchdowns for DeFazio Combs. I don't know who you give the Super Bowl MVP to. 5 sacks by the defense, and the pick is going to get us a ring. I definitely don't feel like we're done here, though. Usually, if it felt like this was the end of the series or anything, you know, I'd show you the stats and we'd be out of here and we'd be on to whatever's next. But I want this to continue. I'm having fun. Seems like you guys like it, and I can't sit here and say I'll go the full 15 years because this game does go at a 15-year, you know, stretch. It ends after 15. But I think I can go like 10, something like that. Chad Gunn, also incredible here for Chad Gunn. Somehow got sacked even less. Cashmont, yeah, man. I mean, he only fumbled 3 times on the season, but yards per carry down, everything just down, and fumbled in the Super Bowl, which is just brutal. Skyler McNeil, yeah, he did fumble in the conference championship, but like it's so much more forgivable when he didn't fumble like ever before that. And also like he heated up. Like look at the stats, and then when you get into the playoffs, like just look at that. Like 300 yards in 3 games basically in the playoffs, a touchdown in each game. Yeah, he fumbled 1 time, but like I can excuse 1 fumble on, you know, 138 regular season carries plus like 60 postseason carries. So he fumbled like once in roughly 200 carries. That's like forgivable. Like That's just bad timing. Ultimately, he did what he was drafted to do, and look at the Fazio Combs. How about on the dot, 2,000 yards? And now his touchdowns got cut in half, went from 22, now down to 11, but 2,000 yards. And Santana Moss with a 950-yard season, Lance Spence with about 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. A couple other contributors along the way, but Santana Moss, I mean, will he retire? He definitely has nothing left. I mean, he's got over 12,000 yards, 70-plus touchdowns. He got a Super Bowl. He's got Pro Bowls. He's got like 10 career, special teams touchdowns. Like, he's got what he needs in his career, so maybe he'll retire. Maybe he'll stick around for another season, though. Sacks allowed, I mean, my goodness, man. Just 15 times we got the quarterback sacked. That's pretty incredible, especially when I made the pivot to go to more run blocking on the offensive line. We, had Todd Boone at tackle. We traded Cumberland, got Greer and Boone, both incredible run blockers, not so much pass blockers. Pass blocking was better. Run blocking, I still think it needs to be a little bit more figured out, but maybe if you give somebody not named Cashmont the ball more. I mean, Skylar McNeil did make the most of it. Sacks, we didn't have anyone individually who went crazy with sacks, but a lot of contributors. LaRon Landry, 7 picks. Weidenhofer, 5. Darling, 4. Cromartie, 3. Poe and Rhodes got 2. Just a nice spread across the board. And LaRon Landry, I mean, look what he's done in his career for us. 28 interceptions. And, after being here for, 8 years, got his Super Bowl ring. Happy to have him here. He's one of those lifers that I want to keep on this team till the end of this series, whenever that may be. We still have about 4 weeks until college football 26, so I think, I've been releasing this about 1 video a week. I think I can, get to like 10 years on this. I think as long as it still feels fun, as long as it still feels like this is a acceptable series to do and you guys want to see it, then we can keep it going, and we could see how this team continues to grow. Now, the Patriots, interesting. Matt Leinart became the quarterback. Here goes Jared May, who had 23 interceptions, which is a lot more tolerable, but still not great. But, I mean, when you're looking at interceptions, my goodness, Kevin Cobb. I mean, are you kidding me? 42 picks. A lot of bad quarterbacks in the league this year, but Luke Rambis led the NFL in touchdown passes. Jared May was 4th, had more touchdowns than Chad Gunn, but I mean, Chad Gunn, 11 interceptions. I mean, look at this. Like, look how many quarterbacks threw more than 11 interceptions. You know how hard it is in this game to only throw 11 interceptions being a 16-game starting quarterback? I mean, look at all of them, even the good ones. Even Rambis threw 50. Like, 11 was the least among full-time starting quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, not a good signing for the Bears. My goodness. 0 touchdowns and 6 picks for him. Led the league in yards per attempt. Completion percentage, basically second among proper starting quarterbacks. Rushing, obviously, went nowhere near there. But look at Tim Mustard up there for the Cardinals. We ran into him this season. He was pretty effective against us, and pretty effective season overall. So I can say the outlook on this team for this offseason, I don't anticipate anything crazy happening, but that is because we went and re-signed all of our top players. And on top of that, we are setting up for the offseason next year to be pretty crazy because of the fact that, like, all of those older players are going to be hitting like 32 years old. Contracts are expiring. We have Chad Gunn under contract for $10 million plus a year. We paid Travian Davis, paid Fazio Combs, paid a couple of other players. Tyrod Darling's contract will expire. We have to pay, I think Weidenhofer's contract expires. Merriman's contract expires. Thomas Howard will be like 32 years old or something like that, and we got a lot of contract expirations to deal with over that time. And I mean, like I said, maybe can't promise anything crazy happening this off season, but if an opportunity presents itself, we will obviously take it. That's what we've done all throughout this entire franchise. As you can see, the top points per game leaders, Raiders were 30.1, we were 30.0. Like, it was dead even, and in the Super Bowl we both cleared 30 points. One of the better passing offenses in the league. Not so successful in the rushing. I guess that's where we want to get better. Like, I still think that I mean, maybe running back is still a need for this team. And do we trust Skylar McNeil being a full-time starter? I don't know. We definitely don't trust Cashmont to be a full-time starter. Oh my goodness, 90 sacks for the... What is going on in Philly? 90 sacks allowed? Who is on that offensive line? Do they have an offensive line? What in the world? Defense also for the Eagles was like bottom 5 in the league. So I don't know what's going on in Philly, but no wonder we smacked them around twice. I mean, I think we had an 8-sack game against them, so we contributed to that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting, I think more so for this offseason to see other teams because, for example, the Seahawks have 2 top draft picks, I would presume, because they have their own. They went 5-11, and they have their division rival 49ers draft pick, who went 0-16. And the 49ers, they got nothing. They went 0-16, and they got nothing. We're going to see how the Giants operate, because the Giants, that's a disappointing season for them to go and just basically lose more games to us than they did the rest of the NFL and not make the Super Bowl. Vikings, they're in contention. The Buccaneers, they're in contention. The Raiders, how will they respond after their Super Bowl loss? Look at that. Us and the Raiders top 2 in turnover differential as well. Maybe that's your key to going to the Super Bowl right there. We were the 2 highest scoring teams, and we were the 2 best turnover differential teams. So fumbles, it was better as a team too. Look at that, just 3 fumbles lost. That's tolerable. That's deal-withable. We got the Pro Bowl here. Chad Gunn is the top guy for quarterbacks, obviously. Marty Good made the Pro Bowl. No surprise that DeFazio Combs is in the Pro Bowl alongside Calvin Johnson. We got no tight ends in the Pro Bowl. Travian Davis should be in the Pro Bowl every year. I don't care what the game's trying to tell me. Lamar Rhodes does sneak in at the last end spot. No linebackers for us. No cornerbacks for us. And we got Weidenhofer in. We got Laron Landry in. We got our kicker in. Our kicker made the Pro Bowl. Ari Herman, maybe, like, it's been, we haven't had any crucial missed kicks. We had that one in the playoffs. But Herman, 22 of 29 is not great. But, hey, it is what it is. I mean, he made the Pro Bowl, so I guess that's good enough. You know, kickers nowadays are held to a little bit of a higher standard. 75 back then. Like, if you were a kicker in today's NFL and you kick, like, 80%, I mean, they'll just go and try to find somebody else. Back then, if you kicked 80%, you were pretty solid. So win the Super Bowl is the expectation, and we did. I think the cool part is winning the Super Bowl in this game. You can see in the background we have a giant Lombardi trophy, and we have a couple of banners. You can see the Lombardi trophy on the left side of the screen there. Once it gets to a different view, though, we have like banners too for the Super Bowl. Like, I do love the detail in this game, and some of the little details that they have in the backgrounds. Like, I just love this game so much, and it's like, man, imagine if they just remake the game or just something like that. Like, I love this game so much, man. Like, this for me, like, hey, I'll take this any day over like Madden, and even like a prime Madden. I feel like I prefer this to like Madden 07, Madden 08. I prefer this to Madden 04. Like, I love this game, man. And you can see us upgrading our coach. So our offensive coordinator's a 99. Our defensive coordinator's a 99. Special teams coordinator, decent, still pretty decent. Probably not somebody that we're gonna have to worry about, but our quarterbacks coach basically maxed out now. They are completely maxed out. And one thing I am surprised about is the fact that our coaches haven't been leaving us. Like, I mean, I would have thought by now, like, our quarterback coach, our running back coach, especially our wide receiver coach who's been here since like the very beginning, would have left by now. I'm surprised that none of them are going to get offensive coordinator jobs or defensive coordinator jobs. Like, I feel like some of these guys are definitely qualified. Like, Todd Bowles left us, and, you know, another guy left us, but we've been mostly stayed intact when it comes to our coaching staff, and that's been a big part of it. Like, our wide receiver coach, Johnson, over there, like, he's maxed out. I have 23,000 points on him. I can't even spend him on anything. He's maxed out. Like, he's already as good as he could possibly be. Our offensive line coach, all the skills. He's basically maxed out. 99 overall. Just needs one more thing, and he'll have everything. Teddy Bruschi, I mean, we fell into him as our linebacker coach, and he's looking really good, too. 92 overall, and almost got all of his skills. I mean, winning the Super Bowl gives you a lot of points. No surprise there, but his coaching staff is unbelievable. Defensive back coach, I mean, could be better, but he's pretty all right. 62 overall, couple of skills. You can get him up even higher. 70 overall, maybe. No, not quite. No, yeah, there we go. 72 overall. So, I mean, he's pretty solid, and he's like one of our worst. Defensive line coach, he's really good too. So, I mean, I would have thought by now we would have lost some of these guys, and it doesn't feel like that's going to end up happening. Like, I guess they're loyal. They want to stick around. They like what we're building here. It's not going to be like the Detroit Lions where their coaching staff got absolutely torched. You know, Ben Johnson's gone, Aaron Glenn's gone, and all these other positional coaches gone. Everybody's gone, and then they're just left to rebuild. But for us, luckily, we've had the ability to maintain a lot of our guys. We've also had this trainer since day one as well, and he's a 99 overall. So obviously, we're going to try to bring everybody back. If someone happens to quit, then we wish them the best in their next job. If not, though, we'll happily take them back. Look at that. I mean, top in a lot of different categories on offense. Butch stays. Defensive coordinator Sardisco, he stays. Quarterback coach Dan Mifflin, 99 overall, top guy, stays. Running back coach, even though it's not pretty statistically, I mean, I don't fault the dude. He's got to deal with Calvin Cashmont fumbling the football away. Wide receiver coach Johnson stays. 99 overall offensive line coach stays. Teddy Bruschi, 97 overall, stays. Tim Spangler, 99 overall. He is still here as well. Gerald Smith, he is still here as well. I decided to keep him along. Kurt Schonheimer kept him. Didn't have to really lose anybody. So impressive, I feel like, to not have to replace anyone. So going on to the franchise tag section. We re-signed everybody that we need to, so we don't have to tag anybody. We don't got a lot of money, but this is the 6 players we're losing to free agency. No one that's really going to hurt you. No one that started. The most impactful player was like our number 4 wide receiver. So like nobody that's really going to hurt. No one that's going to be a bad loss. Like I said, I know it's not going to be the craziest offseason full of big-time moves. Can't really afford to make that, but you know, we're going to try to make the most of the draft picks that we do have, and we'll see if anything pops up. I'm open to making trades. I keep those phone lines pretty open all the time. So I think with what this team needs, if I had to take a, you know, put a list of needs down, I'd like a backup quarterback. I think running back still could be a need. Skylar McNeil, maybe I think he could get a chance to be the team's starter with Cashmont as the backup or split carries, but I think we have kind of gotten to the point by now that we just don't trust Cashmont ever. And McNeil, maybe he could show that playoff version of him where he had 300 yards in 3 games in the playoffs, including, you know, a nice Super Bowl performance and big runs. Maybe he can be that guy for the long term, but we knew what we were getting when we drafted him as just a solid contributor. We got to be realistic about his upside, so maybe we look at running back. Wide receiver, I guess a number 4 wide receiver because we got rid of Greg Butler, and maybe we can take a look at a future piece because it looks like Santana Moss is sticking around. Tight end, I like Fitzgerald. Don't mind an upgrade, but Fitzgerald's fine. Offensive line, I mean, we did just allow 15 sacks throughout the entire season, so we don't need an offensive line, but I guess we could maybe try to upgrade right tackle if we are not fully comfortable with Todd Boone, but I'm pretty comfortable with Todd Boone. Maybe something will pop up. On the defense, I mean, we fixed D-tackle last year. Lamar Rhodes, I can definitely say Lamar Rhodes is a player that while I will re-sign him to that restricted free agency tender, it will be a 1-year contract. I do know that we're not going to have the money to pay Lamar Rhodes next year if he's asking for good money, and we know he will be asking for good money. So defensive end, a future plan. Linebacker, a future plan, because we have 3 linebackers over the age of 30, and Michael Poe is in his late 20s, and also Sean Merriman's very injury prone, so maybe a future plan there. Cornerback, maybe a future plan considering Darling is going to be on an expiring contract. Maybe the same thing happens with Ronaldo Moon, where we kind of keep him for 2 years, let him go, can't pay him. Maybe we let go of Antonio Cromartie because he's getting old. And then safety, because Weidenhofer, for as solid as he is, he's going to be 30 years old, expiring contract. I mean, you can kind of see where the theme is. Expiring contract, expiring contract, expiring contract. We have a lot of them for next season, and a lot of older expiring contract players. That means we're going to have to say goodbye to some players next year. But we're going to try to keep everything together for now. try to win another Super Bowl, see what can go on. And I mean, I do anticipate at least one player being a significant draft pick for us. Like, I think that we can go and snag one significant draft piece on this team, and maybe they could be a contributor for this team. I'll look at running back, I'll look at some linebackers, I'll look at some other positions.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your Senior All-Star update. The national championship game will go down as one of the biggest blowouts in recent history, as UCLA true freshman running back Bobby Dunbar ran for a freshman record 225 yards and 3 scores to lead the Bruins to a 41-3 victory over the Florida Gators. During Senior All-Star Game practices this week, 2 players really stood out. Defensive tackle Paul Noah from Hawaii looked really strong during practice, and UCLA linebacker Aaron Jamison had a great game with 2 interceptions, one of which he returned for a touchdown.
Definitely going to keep an eye on the linebackers as we take a look at free agency. It's not even really that strong of a free agency class either, as old quarterback. CC Beachum, though, that's a pretty big free agency name, and if I had money, you know, him, Dino McLaughlin, that's a pretty solid duo of running backs there, and I would be interested if I had the money to go and maybe just go and say, hey, you know what, just go get a superstar running back, because those are 2 really good ones, and we know McLaughlin pretty well. We faced him a bunch, but you know, there's some solid linemen, none that we're going to go after. Lamar Mayberry, another really big free agent. Defensive end don't need. Lamar Rhodes, restricted free agent, so we'll probably bring him back. Richard Seymour, older player, not really interested in. Linebacker, non-existent on the left side. Mike Lumberg, 29, probably not interested. Couple of other guys here. D'Angelo Hall, coming off a Defensive Player of the Year, is a free agent, so, you know, interesting, but it's not a strong free agency class either, so maybe didn't pick a bad time to have a down year in free agency and have no money. But Ari Herman, I mean, he did just make the Pro Bowl at kicker. I know he's nothing special, but we drafted him, and he's been, you know, steadily getting a little bit better for us, so I see no reason to just hit the reset button at kicker. Just kind of roll with who we have, and finding a kicker that we can rely upon is pretty hard in this game, so just roll what we got. Lamar Rhodes, when it comes to tenders, I think I'll slap the first round one on him. If a team wants to give us a first, I'll take it.
Welcome to the NFL Combine. I'm your host, Adam Schefter of NFL Network. Philip Okafor ran a 4.42 at the Combine, shocking most NFL scouts who predicted him having trouble breaking a 4.6. Left tackle prospect Andre Granger ran the fastest 40 time we've seen in years from an offensive lineman. Get this, he ran a 4.65 40. Georgia's Ben Timberlake had a good week, doing the most bench reps of any prospect at this year's Combine. A couple of players actually hurt themselves by taking the week off and not participating. Texas A&M's Delray Frost and FSU cornerback Al Buchanan should have worked out. That's going to have an effect on their draft stock. Never a good idea to skip working out at the Combine.
I'm Todd McShay, and this is the NFL Draft Preview. My mock draft is complete, and how about this shocker? Harvard quarterback Owen Paulus is the front-runner to be the number 1 overall pick. A lot can change between now and April, but he looks like the best choice of the top 5 graded players. I've also got Okafor the Great, Philip Okafor from Texas A&M, going in the top 5. I think the team that ends up with Okafor will be getting a tremendous power back for the next 10 seasons. My sleeper this year has got to be defensive tackle Kalen Johnson out of Michigan State. He's got all the tools you're looking for and a ton of upside. I'll be back later with a little bit more on the NFL draft.
It is interesting. Traditionally, you would imagine Owen Paulus to be the top draft pick, but when the number 1 overall pick is going to a team that wasn't the worst team in the league, it becomes a little bit different since, you know, they have Jared May, so maybe they don't go and take him. There's a couple of running backs up here. I don't think we're going to be in the spot to take them. We don't have our top pick because of the fact that we made some trades last year, and it turned out to be worth it, so I'm not going to act like I regret the trades, but I do anticipate selecting higher than, I think our top pick is like 70. I do anticipate picking higher than 70. I anticipate having either a late first or early second. I do want a player. When we're looking at free agency, Richard Seymour will be getting a solid contract from the Green Bay Packers. CC Beachum, I mean, you can see we have $10 million in cap room, and that $10 million is to fill out the rest of the roster and sign our draft picks. So, as you can see, we just don't got the money. But CC Beachum, we'll see where he ends up going. Couple of teams in the NFC, and he'll be going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just always nail free agency, always nail, they always make good signings, and that's why they're a contender every single year. Lance Briggs, see where he goes. I mean, Bears let him walk, and they are in the running for him, but at 34 years old and 92 overall, Lance Briggs will not be going to the Bears. He'll be going to the division-winning 6-10 Rams, and now Lamar Mayberry. He is one of the better defensive ends in the league. You know, I feel like every single year, our division rivals, one of them always scoops up one of these top players. We'll see if that holds true. You know, the Giants the last 2 years have really just come up big, but for Lamar Mayberry, it's not going to be our division rival. It's not going to be the Buccaneers, and it will be Rams, Colts, Bears. It will be the Bears. So, all right. That's a pretty big pickup for them. Now we can take a look at Mike Lumberg. This was a player that I was actually pretty interested in drafting many years ago, but he's kind of in a similar spot to a lot of our linebackers that we have. You know, close to 30, pretty solid. I already brought in a guy like Martin McPeak, who is very much like Lumberg. He'll be going to the Rams, so the Rams are making some moves right now. Like to see that, maybe. I guess I don't, if the Rams want to go and, you know, be a contender. But looking at what this contract situation is, I mean, look at what we got going on here. So Sean Merriman, his contract's expiring. Tyrod Darling, Antonio Cromartie, Cliff Kennedy, Lamar Rhodes, Santana Moss, all of them, all 6 of them, contracts expiring next season. And you could see that we don't have a lot of money right now because we, you know, have these guys under contract, but it's not like next year we're going to have enough money to pay all of these guys. On top of that, Calvin Cashmont's expiring. Brady Weidenhofer's expiring. You can kind of see what next offseason's going to look like for us. It's going to be pretty brutal because I'm telling you right now, it's impossible for us to keep all 8 of these players. We're not going to have money to pay all 8 of these players. It's just not going to happen. Dino McLaughlin, this is a guy who's given us some issues in Minnesota. Minnesota's not even in the running for him, though, so he'll be going to a new team, and none of these teams that are offering are, you know, teams that scare us at least that much. So I mean, he might be out of our way for a bit. He's either going to the opposite conference, which the Broncos dropped out, or he'll be going to a Panthers or Niners team that isn't very good right now. I mean, the 49ers literally 0-16 with no draft picks. So 49ers are willing to pay, and they are continuing to outbid, continuing to pay. I'm pretty sure this contract, he was only asking for $17 million. Why are you paying him so much? Niners pay him like double. It was 5 years, $17 million was what he was asking for. He got 5 years, 36. What a winner of free agency. So, I want to take a look at some of these guys. Philip Okafor, draft story, power back, looks really fun. Wanted to take a look at him. I'm definitely going to be using a lot of these draft workouts on linebacker, running back, and then, you know, we'll see where else we kind of fall into. CJ Waymeyer looks pretty nice. Steven Jackson comp, Steven Jackson school, and Steven Jackson skill set. So I kind of like that. How about Kyle Lashley, though? This is a phenomenal looking player who has, at center, really good stats aside from 7 impact blocking. Are you kidding me? 7 impact blocking? I've never seen something like that. I mean, look at all these other guys who are much worse elsewhere, but they don't got 7 impact blocking. So I don't know what to do about that. I was just kind of skimming through offensive linemen, not really going to use any of my scouting things on them, though. But defensive linemen, I mean, Terrence, compared to Dwight Freeney, looks really interesting. Paul Noah, who was a player they talked about. Aaron Jamison was a draft story. I really like Aaron Jamison. This is a awesome skill set. As soon as I looked at him, I was really interested. 87 speed, 80+ coverage stats. Looks really impressive. That's definitely a player I'm going to be targeting if we can get a chance at him. Elsewhere at linebacker, you know, I'm probably liking Jamison's skill set the most. We'll see what his potential ends up being. But Kyle Middleberg, I mean, that's a pretty nice skill set as well. 75 in coverage, and he looks to be like more of a third-round guy. Sante Rucker doesn't seem like someone I'll be having a chance at. Patrick Willis comp here. He's got good athleticism, Little lacking in coverage, but he's got pursuit, got block shed, and with a Patrick Willis comp, you have to think he's got to be pretty decent. So I think I want to take a look at him.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and this is another draft update. Scouts trekked all over the country this month trying to find out valuable information on this year's draft class. I spent some time at UCLA a few weeks ago watching linebacker prospect Aaron Jamison work out for scouts. Jamison looked decent, but he aggravated an ankle injury, which now has scouts questioning his durability. I also got a chance to head down to Tennessee to get a look at two juniors who are really rocketing up the draft boards right now. Guard Chris Doxey and defensive tackle prospect Corey Umatilla are generating a lot of buzz. They faced each other in positional drills, and scouts think that helped them prepare for the talent they'll see in the NFL.
I know that Aaron Jamison news is pretty rough. Also, look at Amp Gaither, amazing cornerback prospect. Don't think we'll have a chance at him, but I know that Aaron Jamison, an ankle issue, I know that's pretty rough, but that could help us if he slips in the draft. That means he's not going to be a premier top 10 prospect because you wouldn't want to take a potentially injury-prone guy. But if he slips a little bit, I'll definitely be interested in taking him. We're going to use our scouting one of them on Octavio Watts, a cornerback. And how about this guy, Brian Dawkins comp with a 92 zone coverage, 94 speed. I mean, he's got a lack of play rec and awareness, but he seems pretty raw. But 92 zone coverage is insane. With that athleticism, I gotta take a look. I already looked at this dude who 94 finesse move, 91 pursuit, good speed, good athleticism. Want to take a look at him. Linebacker, I also skimmed through Kyle Middleberg. I brought him up. Pass coverage, Minnesota, seems like a maybe third round pick type of guy. Want to take a look at him. He looked pretty nice. Then I kind of circled back to running back just because I want to do my homework, just in case I want to really take one of these guys. Jawan Mercer seems someone, like, he's well-rounded. He seems maybe even like a better version of Skylar McNeil. Amp Gaither, I mean, he's projected to go number 1 right now, so I'm not going to have a chance at him, but man, I want him. Looking at some of these other corners, Al Buchanan was a guy who didn't work out at the combine, and that's hurt his draft stock, but he's got good man coverage, okay athlete. Maybe he's going to be a sneaky good player that we can snag in the second round. I think that could be a possibility.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your individual workout report. Teams seem to be intrigued by Dartmouth's Tyler Grobe, and I've been told he's busy with schoolwork trying to finish his degree in nuclear medicine. Nuclear medicine? You kidding me? His schoolwork has apparently prevented teams from being able to schedule a workout with him. It looks like Grobe already is planning for life after football. Robert Crunkleton is another small school player getting some attention recently after his impressive Delaware State Pro Day. Obviously, most teams are working out elite players like Javon Strickland, Asante Rucker, and Houston's Cameron Sheets. That's all for now. We'll see where everybody gets drafted very soon. Keep it tuned in on NFL Network.
Tyler Grobe working in nuclear medicine. Are you? That's crazy. He was like a top 5 projected player, so we're looking at the potential here. CJ Waymeyer, 91 potential, looks awesome. Philip Okafor, 89, so not quite a top 10 type of prospect, but he looks really fun. Really good athleticism. Jamal Lewis comp, I mean, that's pretty high praise. So these running backs look pretty interesting. Joel Mercer, definitely not interested in with that high of a draft pick. 85 potential here. I know Dwight Freeney comp, not the best fit for us, but would have liked to see a little bit higher. Aaron Jamison, yeah, I mean, that's probably the top guy we would want. If we're going to make a trade up into the first round, either we go after somebody who falls or we try to get Aaron Jamison. Kyle Middleberg, kind of disappointing, 78 potential. Thought it'd be a little bit higher than that. Lawrence Gore, Patrick Willis comp, 83 potential, really disappointing, so not good there. At cornerback, Al Buchanan, also kind of disappointing, 85 potential. Couple of really disappointing prospects, and then we go ahead to another cornerback that we also scouted. We also got Octavio Watts, 85 potential, but I think the most disappointing prospect I have ever scouted is up next. How about London Caldwell, Brian Dawkins comp with 92 zone and great speed? How do you have 74 potential? That's almost impressive to be that bad. Free agency, you could kind of see how things went for us. We lost a bunch of backups. We re-signed a lot of star players, though, and that's really where the bulk of this offseason came. Calais Campbell re-signed. Tremaine Dutch, I have just kept him around as a special teamer. I know he probably isn't all that good. He's a 50 overall right now, but he's a special teamer. Robert Metcalf, we kept. Max Jean-Giles, Santana Moss, Thomas Howard, Travian Davis. Kept a lot of guys in-house. And that's really been what this offseason has just been about, retaining the guys that we got. I mean, we even retained Nate Humphreys on a 6-year, $500,000 a year deal. We kept our punter. I mean, it's just about that. Backup quarterback, all that stuff. So it's just been about retaining these players. So I know it's been a little flat in this offseason so far, but let's get into the draft where it's always a fun time. It's always exciting. And Jared May's Seattle Seahawks have sniped the #1 overall pick from their division rival. This was a team that had a 1 seed not too long ago. Now they went 5-11, have the #1 overall pick, and you know, you could take a look at what we got. We got 2/3, a 4th, and a 5th. Like I said, I definitely anticipate making a trade up somewhere late 1st, early 2nd to snag somebody, so don't worry about that. But with the first pick, watch out, Jared May.
The fact that Owen Paulus was never recruited by schools like Florida State, Texas, or Michigan just blows my mind, especially since he played in a pass-heavy offense in Vermont that allowed him to pass for a total of 7,500 yards over 2.5 seasons. It didn't hurt that Paulus's father, Dr. David Paulus, that noted doctor out of Boston, was an alumni of Harvard. The Harvard football program is grateful that Paulus committed to them, and it's really going to miss him. Simply put, I think Paulus is the next Tom Brady, and he has the potential to be an outstanding NFL quarterback. And if that doesn't work out, he's got a degree from Harvard.
And Jared May, I think, is going to be replaced. It's probably only a matter of time before the Seahawks' future quarterback, Owen Paulus, will be the guy, whether it is this year or next year, because Jared May is on an expiring contract. The Steelers are actually interested in trading down from #2. If we wanted to just full send it, we could get the #2 overall pick by trading Calvin Cashmont, Sean Merriman, and our first-round pick next year, or trade Weidenhofer, Cashmont in the first. Well, we're not going to do that. That's pretty crazy to go ahead and do that. Cameron Sheets is the pick here, so the Steelers go quarterback at 2. Then the Cleveland Browns at #3.
Cameron Pompey calls himself Mr. Ridiculous, internationally known for his insane, ridiculous, one-handed grab, highlight reel type catches. Pompey is always fun to watch when he's a threat to score. He told me he already has his first 3 NFL touchdown celebrations all scripted out. All fun aside, Cameron is actually a true student of the game. Not many people are aware of this, but he usually is the first one in the weight room and the last one to leave. He spends hours poring over tapes at his house, and he told me that before each game, he goes through DVD after DVD of his upcoming cornerback opponents, studying their every move, seeking out the weaknesses that will allow him to exploit them on the field and launch into those noted touchdown celebrations. Oregon State Beavers C.J. Waymire comes into this draft ready to make a name for himself. He wants people to know he's not Steven Jackson, even though they're the same height and weight, and they're both workhorse backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield. They both have dreads. They both wear the same visor. Okay, so maybe CJ is having a tough time convincing people he's not the next Steven Jackson. What's wrong with that?
Okay, that's kind of awesome. He's literally just a Steven Jackson clone. And then Cameron Pompey looks to be an awesome player. Quarterback Brett Zumwalt goes at 5. 6, the Raiders had the 6th overall pick. I guess they got that in a trade. They got Amp Gaither for that. I mean, my goodness, like the Raiders needed him. They replaced a defensive player of the year, D'Angelo Hall with the top corner. Jawan Mercer goes at 8 to the Saints. 9, the Jets go Mike Underwood. Eagles are at 10. They go with Asante Rucker. It's a nice pick for them, and maybe they need some offensive line help still, but Asante Rucker's not a bad pick. At 11, cornerback to the Bengals. The Lions here at 12, who've slowly been getting a little bit better. I feel like I'm not seeing them picking top 5 nearly as much. They're getting a little bit better time after time. They go linebacker. 13, the Chargers. They go with Noah, who is a defensive tackle. His little draft story as well. He was brought up. At 14, the Chiefs go with a strong safety. So a little while without a draft story here, but definitely got some good players upcoming, especially here for the Denver Broncos, where they do got a draft story.
Okafor the Great is what Aggie fans call super sophomore sensation running back Philip Okafor. When I saw the 6'2", 250-pound back run a 4.42 at the combine, I almost fell out of the stands. The hype machine is rolling, and for good reason. Watch out for Okafor the Great coming to a stadium near you.
I would have loved to have a chance at Okafor. You could kind of look at the midway point of the first round, seeing if we want to trade up. Tyler Grove is still on the board for some reason. I mean, maybe they're scared of some nuclear medicine or whatever. Javon Strickland's also really good and a player I would love to have. Antoine Winfield Comp already makes me fall in love with him, but the 95 play rec is great. So if I were to trade up, I would want Javon Strickland. Crunkleton was a draft story player. Aaron Jameson's here at 23, so it's kind of at the point where, you know, his right leg is a little hurt because of the ankle injury, but he's still a really good player, man, and I do want him. If I can make a trade up, I would like to. Panthers are not interested in trading up. They go Strickland, so a great pick for them. Cowboys at 17, they will make a trade with the Denver Broncos, and then at pick 19, we have the Titans, and they go to draft story.
Robert Crunkleton out of Delaware State is one of the most exciting players in this year's draft. His big playability is on par with anyone in the country. He spins, jukes, hurdles, and does whatever he can to fight for the extra yard. Crunkleton is a superstar in the making, and yet he doesn't seem to be very high on NFL draft boards. A few of the scouts I spoke with had him graded out as a third or fourth rounder. What were they looking at? His production grade and nothing else? I know he played at a small school, but Crunkleton had over 1,800 combined yards and 16 touchdowns last season in leading his team to an 11-2 record and the conference title. How can those numbers be overlooked? They can't. Great steal here.
Now, as we hit the 20s, this is kind of the point where I would like to try to make a trade up. Octavia Watts goes here, so Jameson is the one that I want, and I think that it would be around this point is where I want to trade up. So the Baltimore Ravens at 22, they do want to trade down. A couple of teams are looking to go up. If I could trade like Martin McPeak and some mid-round picks, I would. Maybe Sean Merriman, just a straight-up swap. I mean, Merriman's overall, I don't know why it's so low. It's 85 for some reason, but if I could go maybe third and maybe some other stuff, like I don't have a high pick, but like this is the best offer we can probably give is Merriman or like the McPeak trade offer. So how about Martin McPeak, a fourth and a seven? That's kind of like the best offer I have, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done there. And the Buccaneers have made the trade up, and they took Jameson. I literally said, the Buccaneers always know who to take. The Buccaneers are so good, and they always make good signings, and they always take good players, so that's unfortunate. Lennon Caldwell goes in the first round. That's a little rough, but Ravens now at 25. I am still looking to maybe trade up, but nothing really popped up there. Then the Chargers, they go tight end. We're at pick 26. It's the Dolphins. They go with a quarterback. All right, I don't really understand that one because the Dolphins have Bobo at quarterback. He was a couple of years ago. He's pretty good too, so don't know why they went quarterback there, but maybe they know something we don't. Tyler Grove also. Why is he still here? Dude, I feel like I'm going to get... People are going to sit there and be like, you're not going to take another offensive lineman, are you? But, like, why is he still... Another lineman just went. Another left tackle just went. That's not him. Giants at 29. Like, why is he still here? He shouldn't be here. He's so much better than all these other players on the board. He should not be here. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why he's like, I guess they're scared off maybe because he didn't work out. It is also like he's already got his post-football career kind of down. He's already got that stuff figured out, but man, he should be gone by now.
Terrence Nickerson is best known as the pass-rushing terror from Florida who nearly took off the head of Alabama quarterback Lake Pearson in last year's SEC Conference Championship game. He had a monster game that day, and it really made scouts start to sit up and take notice of this kid. Nickerson has a rare first step, and he possesses a variety of pass rush moves. While he's not known for his run-stopping abilities, his attitude and passion for the game make him a great pick here, and what team doesn't need a pass rusher?
I still would have been interested in him, despite his low potential, but I mean, like, because I do think we could use a designated pass rusher, but now sitting at 30th overall, I'm like, man, like, can I justify trading up for another offensive lineman just went not named Tyler Grove? Like, Raiders at 31, like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, can you really lose just taking talented players, just taking really talented players? And I know we just went out here and beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl, but let's make a trade with the Raiders. Let's cut into the first round, because Max Giles, I salute you for all you've done for this team being a reliable hand, but Max Giles, our high third-round pick, it's one of the first picks of the third round, and a 7th-round pick for the number 31 overall selection. I mean, we've seen that this Raiders team does need offensive line help. Maybe everyone just doesn't want to take Tyler Grove, but we are moving up into the first round. I know somebody's going to sit there and say, you're not doing this again. Trust me, I literally had no intentions of taking an offensive lineman with a first-round pick this year. And somehow, some way, it keeps happening, but you're just going to have to trust me. Tyler Grove, welcome to Washington. I have done it again. I might be addicted to the offensive line, but you keep undervaluing these guys. I'll keep taking talented players. I think I got enough leeway to say, hey, trust me here. I won a Super Bowl. I know what I'm doing a little bit. So Tyler Grove is going to be a first-round pick. Now, because of that, we didn't really see anybody else that was worth making a move up in the second round for, so we are here at the last pick of the third round. And honestly, like, this draft class, not a fan of it. It's a pretty weak class. I feel like I don't love a lot of the players here. Maybe I just didn't scout the right guys. I didn't get the right information on the right guys, or maybe I just didn't have the positions that I'm looking for. It just doesn't serve me well. But I mean, you can see Deshaun Ransom here. 96 learning's pretty crazy, but he's got 62 strength. He's not really the type of player we're looking for, but 96 learning's pretty rare to find in a player this low on the board. I don't think I'm interested in him, though. I mean, just not really what I'm looking for. So, like I said, this draft class, I don't love it. It's a very, much interesting at the top of the board, and there were a lot of running backs that I like, but they all just got snatched up immediately. So I think I'm looking to just get some more quantity over quality, maybe, in a sense. So I'm looking at some trades. The 49ers, stop trading. You're addicted to trading for draft picks. It's not, stop it. But I think this trade right here, moving down like 20-ish spots, picking up a 7th, and then picking up a 6th could be an option. But I think I like this one the most. Moving down, about 25 plus picks, getting a 5th rounder, getting a 7th rounder next year. I think, getting a little 2-for-1 in this year's draft is a little bit better. I don't think there's going to be anybody picked in the next 25 to 30 picks that's really going to, make me disappointed that I missed out on them. So here at pick 108 as well, because we do have this 4th round pick that was originally from, I don't even know where I got it from, but I got it. Looking at what's on the board here, I go back to some of the needs that I had. I said I was, I guess I did bring up that I was interested in right tackle, so I guess I did address that with Tyler Grove, but I said backup quarterback, running back, number 4 wide receiver, D-end, corner, linebacker, some future contingency plans here. Benji Holmes looks really interesting. His skill set's pretty low, but he's got 89 strength, 84 learning. He's got some solid looking upside. And then Najee Sindle's the player I kind of sat on and said, you know what, he's maybe not the fastest guy, but he can catch. Got some solid attributes to him, so we'll go with him. And then in the 4th round with the Dolphins pick that we traded down with and picked up from our 3rd round pick, I think this is one where I look to go on the defensive side of the football. And Benji Holmes still sitting here, so I don't think there's going to be someone that interests me more than Benji Holmes as a very safe-looking prospect. He's very well-rounded. I know the stats on him are like, 60s everywhere, but like he seems like he has some solid skills to him. He's got the high learning. Like, high learning is a bit of a tell in this game. That's like, maybe they do have good potential, so it's not always a guarantee, but if you got good learning, you could probably develop pretty nicely. I passed up on that 96 learning defensive end because he didn't really fit the scheme that much. He was more speed, no power. This guy, though, Benji Holmes, not so much speed, but a lot of power, so we're going to go with Benji Holmes here. Then in the 5th round, Not like I said, I just really don't love this draft class that much. So we're gonna go get a 7th rounder and then a 6th and a 7th next year. So like later on in this draft, 5th round again, we have another 5th rounder, Jared Wilkins. Another one of those late round, not so great athletic tight ends, but good hands and seems like a very reliable player. Also 94 learning. Like I said, like the learning is a bit of a tell. 7th round though, we skip ahead because we didn't really have that much else for draft picks. Kurt Baskin is going to be the selection there. So I know not a crazy offseason, but I hope you don't crucify me for taking an offensive lineman. But I don't miss with my offensive lineman. Literally the worst offensive lineman I have taken with a premium draft pick is Todd Boone, who was 88 potential in the 2nd round. That is the worst lineman. Every single other lineman I have taken, Travion Davis, I moved up to take him, 97 potential. Ray Capps, 90-something potential. And the other guy, Greer, 90-plus potential. Like, I don't miss with these offensive linemen. So taking a look at our rookie class here, it's not a large rookie class, but you could see that Jared Wilkins for a 5th round selection is actually pretty solid as a number 2 tight end. You know, we did lose Aaron D'Antonio, so I guess he'll fill into that spot. Benji Holmes, really impressive. 88 potential, 84 overall. Like, he's pretty ready to play. I thought he had a well-rounded skill set, and if the ceiling was high, which it seems like it's relatively high for a 4th round pick, then it's looking like he could be maybe the future piece for this team that post Lamar Rhodes if we don't want to pay him and we can't pay him. Najee Sindel, 88 potential as well, so pretty good. 90 awareness, could have pretty good hands. Route running's really good, so for a number 4 wide receiver, I think that he could be something for us. And then Tyler Grobe. How about that? You know, I feel vindicated. I feel like someone out there might be waiting for me, but look at how good he is, waiting for me to fail on one of these offensive line picks. But 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, all of his stats are 99 at max. He has literally perfect potential. Literally not even Travion Davis had that. He's got 10 99 overall statistics. Why didn't he get selected? How is he that insane? Like, what? He literally is a perfect player. He could be perfect. He could be the greatest of all time. He could be better than Travion Davis. I think what's hilarious about this is he literally doesn't even have higher potential than Travion Davis. His potential, despite having 99 and everything, is still 95, which just kind of goes to show, like, this game, the rating scale is a little different. Like, there is no 99s, 98s really in this game. Like, 97's as good as it gets, basically. And I mean, if you get a 95 plus potential player, really good. So onto the depth chart. Remember this guy, Jake Denali was a top draft pick once upon a time, a guy that I looked at. He's flamed out. He's been a bust. He hasn't done anything. He was sitting in free agency. Thought I'd bring him in as a backup quarterback. Why not? So, running back, we have Skylar McNeil, Calvin Cashmont going into next season, Robert Metcalf. We'll kind of see how running back unfolds. Maybe we'll make a move midseason, maybe not. Wide receiver, Santana Moss. He won a Super Bowl. He's 36 years old. You really don't need to be here, but hey, we're happy to have you still. 87 overall still. DeFazio Combs, great. Chad Fitzgerald is going to be sitting there. Still with great potential. Would like to see him get a little bit higher in overall, but look at this offensive line now. It's somehow even better. I mean, it's even better because at right tackle, Tyler Grobe. I don't miss with offensive linemen. Not only do the offensive linemen I take, are they solid? 95 potential, 97 potential, 91, 92 potential. Literally elite players, top of the league level players. And we just figured out right tackle for the rest of the series. We have the best tackle duo of all time. We have the best tackle duo of all time, I basically think. Because, I mean, Davis has 99s and a bunch of stats. And then we got Tyler Grobe, nuclear scientist is, nuclear medicine or whatever it is. He's a beast. He's smart. He's amazing. He's tough. He's great. And we have a team that's ready to go back and compete again. So I know the offseason wasn't amazing, but we still somehow, with one shot to take at a draft pick, and we had no money, we had no nothing, limited assets, we had one shot to go get a good player, and we got ourselves an absolute superstar. So we're happy with that. I can promise you, though, next video is going to be very eventful. We have a Super Bowl championship to defend. We have 8 key players on expiring contracts, a bunch of players going into their early to mid 30s. Santana Moss going to be like 37 years old. He might retire. We have a lot of great players with contracts expiring, a Super Bowl championship to defend, old players. A lot is going to happen next episode. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you all thought of this one. And I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, I still love this series very much. I think we are headed into the home stretch. We got a couple of episodes left, but I'm having fun while we're here. We got our Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get another one, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.